At Emerald Broadband, we bring you the most reliable internet on the planet, fiber. The question is, why is fiber more reliable than cable? Picture two houses. The cable house has an old foundation, faulty wiring, and uses cheaper materials. It's built to cut corners.
We are live.
Hi!
Good evening, and welcome back to more of the insanity that is Nox Vitalia. And
This is cheese.
before we get into the recap from last week's insanity, I guess would be a way to put it.
Well, that's definitely a way to put it.
Announcements and such. Well, first and foremost, thank you to the Thomas person for the lovely Heroes Feast that is going to be filtering in and out, and also to my mom because the rum balls have been included.
I didn't bring the rum.
And also several bottles of infused deliciousness. Helps keep me being a good DM. And a little bit more lenient. Wahaha. So, other than that,
Thank you as always to Rip Reptiles, the local reptile rescue center, for providing printer, ink, and paper while we try to print out some new books.
Wahaha. Wait, doesn't that one have all of the information on Damphir in it? Naked Damphir Monk. Ghost Barbarian in the end. That's what I'm going to revamp Aylwood with. Literally revamp it.
Speaking of which, whenever we decide we're done with Foodies in Space, that is ready to go.
We'll have to discuss that as a conglomerate as to whether or not we want to move there. Because Foodies in Space, we could retire, build a fucking resort, and call it good.
Mm-hmm.
But I am,
Meh.
yeah, but I am like really excited to start out as zero level character. I haven't done that shit in so fucking long.
Yeah, same here, actually. So we could always put it to a vote among the players for the game tonight. Who's down to start a zero level player in Aylwood in session 0 at the next time it's an Aylwood night?
I'm down.
Pudgy.
Pudgy, you may be starting with a whatever level we're at character when you get back.
Right?
Because you're not due back until January 12th, and
Just keep track.
Well, if we figure out how to get him in.
Yep.
Did we just retire after making a deal last week?
I think we all went back to wherever we were going to sleep for the night, and we're like, my God, what have we done?
actually, I got you all on that part. So, getting into tonight's foray into madness.
No, I got mine.
Last week, our
Let's eat one for Joe.
party of pilfered miscreants.
Pilfer.
Yeah, you are truly pilfered miscreants at this point. Through actions. My cookie. They managed to actually get themselves all under a soulbound contract to Tiamat,
Yeah.
mother of chromatic dragons, tyrant of the 9 hells, fiend of the blackest pits.
Hey, you make it sound really bad.
Oh, these are her actual titles.
I know.
Yeah, these are real titles for that particular deity.
Queen of darkness and evil.
Mom.
To some, yes. Beyond that, people were able to resupply, get some shopping done, have a little bit of revelry and relaxation. No, Malkin, you cannot have apple pie. And retired comfortably back to their places of rest in the Temple of Ishtar. Now, the morning following, the drums of celebration ring through the temple, your heads each throbbing with a mild hangover from the night's celebration. Kalora, who rarely drinks, was seen with their beak firmly attached to a bottle, and at one point, the spigot of a keg.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Given the circumstances, that makes perfect
The
sense.
circumstances of the days having weighed heavily on her mind. Torin was quite satisfied to sit back and watch what he would have viewed as celebration, and Ronan celebrated with his friends, feeling that he came out the better end of the deal with what he had bargained for in his contract.
Cora was only in it because she was already gonna hunt that dragon.
And in those first waking moments, as the drums beat through your heads and you start to regain just enough consciousness to see the dream, I need each of you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Alright.
And I want somebody to fail.
I got a 10.
Including bonuses?
Yes.
Cool. Asking you shall receive. Cool. We'll get there. Meow.
I'm number 1 on a flat roll.
So, you
16.
rolled 16. Great news, Ronan.
You slept like a baby.
For some strange reason, being Feykind, his mind would have been mildly shielded anyway. So we'll go with that. So you had some
Oh, what
weird
happened?
inkling of something strange had happened in your dreams,
Oh.
Oh, sorry, Malkin.
but you're not sure what as you wake to the drums and your mind hangovers we were discussing.
Go ahead and put this dice
Now.
over on the dice jail, please.
At a 10,
Okay.
I'm taking
as you feel the drums beating through your head, those first waking hours of warmth and smell of breakfast, the visions of your dreams starting to come to in that weird moment in between wake and sleep when you can sort of remember what you're dreaming. A great 5-headed dragon. And this part you would also see. Hold on. Looks down upon you, each of its heads speaking a wording in turn as it talks to you. My, I seem to have bagged quite a bit with my little temple this time. Won't you be entertaining? And at the word entertaining, the black head, the red head, and the white head of this 5-headed creature, one for each of the great breeds of a chromatic dragon, each unleash their breath upon you at the same time. And you are startled awake, a cold sweat dripping down your skin, a odd smell seeping up from underneath your blankets, and feeling as if you've got no rest at all. And we're operating with I think it's a -1 for 1 point of exhaustion.
Player's Handbook
What part?
or DMG,
I got player's handbook here.
because I believe conditions would be.
I think that one's one that players have to have access to.
You know,
So exhaustion? Yeah.
conditions. Exhaustion is disadvantage on ability checks.
Alright, so you will be operating with 1 point of exhaustion
290.
until you are able to take your next long rest.
Okay.
You just did not get rest. Now, on a natural 1.
Out the fucking gate.
How you say that just scares me sometimes.
It should. It should. Think about it. You took a point of
You-
exhaustion on a 10.
Watch as this happens to Torin and they disappear. Obliterated, disintegrated by the bombardment of what the hell that you were already terrified in signing that contract.
Then the blue and the green head slither forward. One coiling around you to the left, the other coiling around you to the right. Both looking down just far enough away that as they speak, the tip of their tongue flicks across your skin.
Okay.
Oh. Kalora. We've been watching you for a very long time. Your life has been such a sweet hell. At the word hell, one of the tips goes right up the nostril of your beak.
This is a god. I can't fight it.
Oh.
That is what
Do I
is ringing in
scare
the
you?
ears. It's rage, but it's tempered rage.
You watch as a clawed hand reaches over the two coiled necks, and it curls underneath the tip, just here on the beak.
She's not scared.
What's the matter?
She's enraged, but she's trying to hold it back because she knows she can't fight this thing.
It's okay. I've got a present for you. You feel a burning sensation as a deep ochre-colored claw traces itself down your chest, marking the symbol of Tiamat. Roughly this big. And you wake up to the smell of burnt plumage and acid. Sitting straight up and watch as the feathers melt away and Tiamat's sigil is firmly emblazoned on your chest, completely ruining one of the few endowments you had left femininely that was acceptable after what they did to your face. We can now call that Tiamat's titty if you would like.
No thanks. Cut it off later.
Amazon this bad shit like it's in the way.
So titty months isn't going to be a thing.
Nope.
And
Kalora promptly vomits.
from your rooms, you can hear something between the sound of an eagle shrieking and vomiting. And you can... I need both of you to roll a perception check, please. We already know you can smell you burning.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it is an acid burn.
So is he taking damage?
1d6. You roll it.
Okay.
Not because I don't know where
Watch
my
my
dice
dice hate me even more.
You said perception?
Because I'm not comfortable rolling deity-inflicted damage on my players like that.
Oh look, my dice hate me.
It's a
3.
That was
Okay, it looked like a 6.
No, that's a
3.
3.
Say what now?
Yay.
Perception?
Yeah, you said perception check, right?
Correct.
Alright, I got 22.
Damn it.
Cool.
10.
10. Good
5
news.
plus 5.
You can hear Kalora vomiting and everything. On the other hand, have you ever smelled feathers melted with acid?
I smell melted feathers and acid would probably be a little extra, but yeah.
Okay, so you can imagine this. I need you to make a constitution save.
Oh god.
Do I take the point of exhaustion?
2.
2. I need to look at the PHP again.
You have 2 points of exhaustion because there was actual damage inflicted. I said I needed somebody to fail, not somebody to botch.
That one's mine.
At least I was nice enough to only cause 1d6 points of acid damage. I mean, it is a deity fucking with you, so.
You said constitution
Yes.
and 18?
Okay, so as you catch that scent of feathers melting with acid,
Like I
the
throw up in my mouth.
sulfurous burning, bile rises to the back of your throat, but you're able to keep your...
I
don't
swallowed
toss-
it back down.
you don't
I swallowed
toss-
it back down.
Yes.
Ooh.
You still
Ugh.
All you can think at this
Which means
point
I'm
is
gonna
that
be-
something is giving a rough
At disadvantage for 2 days.
day.
for 2 days.
Speed camp.
A long rest only reduces exhaustion by 1 point.
I know.
This is gonna be a fun episode.
So, as you hear, like, you do manage to let out one hell of a belch, just clearing the excess gas that comes up with the bile.
Yeah.
I mean, it lingers in the air a little bit, but you're good. Ronan, you can hear all of this going on, but you have slept well. No exhaustion. No nothing.
But I can hear all this. Is it waking me up?
Oh, you're awake. I mean, the drums were what's waking you up.
You're just hearing a bunch of ruckus as you like get set up and shit.
Also, Kalor's probably about 10 feet away from you, passed over sideways on a bunch of pillows, having been more drunk than you've ever been in the time that you've been with the party.
Oh, I found this on the table if you want it.
Yeah, you need to take that micro D4 and you need to put it where the sun don't shine, because if I step on the goddamn thing one more time...
I said, I'm awake now.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna pull a line out of Talladega Nights. I walk in, I'm like, shut the hell up, I'm trying to sleep in here.
I'm going to deliberately vomit on him.
Roll the hit. It's an improvised, you do not have proficiency bonus.
Alright.
But it is a thrown object, so it goes off your dex bonus. Thrown up.
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. Just,
That would go up to like,
And this goes against my AC.
Yep.
total of, instead of plus 8, it would be plus 6, so plus 17?
Hits barely.
So you see this as you're coming in, and you go, shut the hell up, I'm trying to sleep in here. You watch as Kalora looks up, and they're about to say something to you about it not being, it's not my, and the next thing you hear is, and a combination of meat and 70 different kinds of liquors and a couple of things, one of which kind of looked like corn, but we're not sure where it came from because Kalora doesn't eat vegetables. All splatter into you. You take no damage. There's the good news. You definitely feel like you need a bath after
Obligate
this.
carnivore.
So I run off, I go to take a bath, and I yell back, alright, when I get back, one of y'all's getting punched in the mouth.
Go ahead, punch me in the mouth. I have a blade on my mouth.
oh, speaking of, so I got like the dragon's blue fire. I mean, did anything happen to me in my bed, or did it just wake up?
Nope, you just woke up.
Okay.
You did not critically fail.
And I paid the price.
No, trust me, Kalora is paying the price.
Be glad it was.
They got their full rest, and then they get to lose hit points after a long rest.
Oh god.
Dare Roman to hit me in the face. I'll deal my 1d4 plus 8.
I'm gonna get up and get dressed. I'm gonna head down and get some food.
There's this typical smorgasbord I've described previously is there. Breakfast is a time for you all to plan, cause your course of action, figure out how you're going to do these things, find out what you're going to look for as far as any kind of research, leads, etc.
Don't we need to go back and talk to the lady? Or deity or it?
No, we were given instructions as to where to go to get to that library.
I know that's from Tiamat, but we also like sent all those people to be tortured. The followers. We gotta go collect our money. We need some money. Right? We didn't finish that little bit of it. Right?
I think that was from Foodies.
That was from Foodies, where they sent them all to get tortured.
Okay, I mean shit.
Yeah.
I didn't
It
get
happened.
tortured.
Okay, I'm the one that's smoking pot and drinking heavily, and
Wow, bro. Would you like a drink?
Probably need one. Shit. Okay.
Have some coffee.
Okay,
Need to sleep
at
tonight.
least I'm not the only one that didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
No, I had to think about it because we have multiple campaigns running. But no, you all would be actually in the Temple of Ishtar. That's where you've been bedding down lately in the evening. They've given you a nice set of apartments where you're not constantly being harassed by initiates. Initiates?
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
initiates
wish my
of
mom made
Ishtar are
fucking sense.
supposed to school themselves in pleasure for the first 2 years of their initiation. All forms of pleasure. So you've been being left alone by the initiates into your apartments. You just didn't make it to your apartments last night because you were all way too drunk, which is also acceptable because it's the Temple of Ishtar.
Well, as I'm heading down for breakfast, I'm gonna stop someone as I'm waiting for my food. Or getting my
But
food.
there's a buffet, so yeah.
As I get after I get my food, I might ask someone to show me some maps of the local area.
So after a few minutes, you run across obviously somebody who is well beyond being an initiate and had been around for a while. Maps. Oh, you'd need a cartographer. What kind of maps are you looking for?
Maps of the area over the last, say, 100 years.
So you want maps prior to the cataclysm.
Dating back to Cataclysm. And before, yeah.
All right. I'll ask around among our elders, and I'll see they might know who could procure such a thing for you. A large amount of that information was lost. I mean, we have rumors to generalized locations, but most of those areas have turned into badlands, are ravaged by all sorts of strange beasts. It's relatively hard to have re-explored. You all are 50 years past a cataclysmic event. So, 50 years post-cataclysm is the people who survived are who's still around.
Okay.
And their children and their children's children in the case of humans, halflings, etc.
And any information on the Tower of Light?
You mean the beam off the horizon? Oh. It was owned by a mad mage.
Do we have any, is there any books or any... Is there any... Can you put me in the direction of a historian of the local area or is there one that specializes in the Tower of Light lore and mythology?
Well, the mage that occupied that tower was a necromancer.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps the Church of Vecna?
Am I gonna like where this is going? Alright.
Vecna's temples may know. Hecate's as well. There's rumor of a great deal of forbidden knowledge there. Gather your friends and I'll see if I can find a direction to point you in. It's going to be quite the trip.
I don't know. I just I don't know what they're doing.
Well, go find your friends and meet me back here. Well, you know that Kalora is vomiting in the main hallway relatively...
Yeah, I walk
regularly.
past that. I'm like, hopefully I can eat breakfast, but I just go get it done. And he's taking a shower, but other than that, I don't know what you guys doing.
Well, yeah, go find them. Who are you going to look for first?
I'm gonna walk back to the room where I witnessed her and see what's going on.
Alright, so, I've set the forefront. How would you find Kalora?
Kalora has a light brassiere on at the moment, kind of sleeping clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And this side has been sundered a bit, and there's a nice similar Tiamat burnt into her skin.
And plumage. It's actually clean-cut lines through the feathers. It's like...
I remember getting drunk last night, but I didn't get that drunk last night.
So this happened at sleep. I woke up to it.
What did you drink?
The answer would be everything.
Yeah, yeah. The answer would be everything.
Oh God.
It looks as though I'm going to have to cut my left breast off.
Well, let's say the 100th time. I was just down in breakfast hall, and I asked around, trying to find a historian or a map maker to see if we can't get more evidence on the clues we were given yesterday.
Hi.
I mean, yeah, but like,
Cartographer from here.
I mean, okay, but I like.
Well, fine. Ask questions.
So, well, my first thought was with the cataclysm and in the local cartography, if anything over the last 100 years in the maps is still the same. Because I feel like this type of layer or whatever she's got, temple wouldn't have changed as long as she's been around, or it would generally be in the same area. So like the maps.
I
are
love being a
consistent.
note taker. I love being a note taker. Just prior.
Roll a history check for me.
Oh come
So
on now.
no, I need you to roll a history check so that I can give you instructions on how much you, because I know you're a note taker and you take better notes than the character's brain.
That's a whole whopping 5.
So 20% of what you know.
Okay.
The most relevant 20% you're allowed. I'll be fair.
Let's see. I know that Aspen's Tower is the same as it was. A bit worse for wear, but the same as it was.
Nobody's sure how worse for where it is actually.
Yeah, not sure how worse
Nobody's
for
been
wear.
able to get within 2 miles of it.
Nice.
And that's the Tower White with its actual name. Okay.
Yep.
It's Aspen's Tower. By the way, Ronan, have you made it down for about this time? You would have made it back down from your breakfast
Bath.
or from your bath, and you would hear Kalora talking, and you would walk in time to hear the words Aspen's Tower.
Fuck.
And I would know that. I would know.
There you go.
I
Now
would know about
everybody's
the
in the same
collapse
place.
at the. I would know about the collapse at the Temple of the Twins. That happened just prior to the Cataclysm. And I would know that the spiral with the darker deities has always been here.
The spiral with the darker deities seems to have gotten deeper post-cataclysm, actually. Also, you would be one of the people who would be able to inform them as to one of the most commonplace and interesting things as to what used to be under the fucking main tree.
There used to be a lake.
An underground lake?
No.
A lake.
A lake fed by the Feywild.
Yeah.
Now it's a bunch of crystals fed by the Feywild.
Ooh. Good
Okay.
point.
That's what, where you all were blowing shit up? That's where.
Yeah.
That's why they're so fucked up.
That
like
is the most relevant 20%. The Aspen's Tower was here prior to the Cataclysm.
I'll give you another 10%. That wasn't much.
Let's see, we were in Trasterville not very long.
You didn't utterly fail, so you do have some knowledge to partake to the party.
And I would know that
Well,
the portal to Silverine isn't far from here.
How close would that get us to?
That would get us all the way in the wrong direction. We don't want to go there.
Okay.
The Elven Lands?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You said that you heard the words portal to Silverine, and you're like, oh, home. Hello.
Is there a place that portals near to where we need anything? What's close to the Tower Light? Are there any settlements?
Nobody in my lifetime's been able to get within 2 miles of it.
Yeah, but the settlement can be within like 10, 15 miles. What's the closest village
Here.
to the Tower Light?
That's the closest standing encampment that I know of.
Make another fight. Actually, wait, hold on.
Well, it's 17. Plus whatever he's gonna throw at you.
Yeah, let me see your character sheet real quick. I need to look at a skill set, and that's easier than looking for a blank one right now.
And I'm going to throw in as character. The reason why I said fuck is because Aspen is the reason why I'm cursed and die and go back to the bottom of a fucking lake.
Okay.
Shit.
Every time
At
I
a
die, I get
16,
10
because it would be
bottom
negative
line,
1.
and I
Yep.
turn 19
Because it's still running on history for this.
Oh.
Because you'd know where you
Because
would
it's
know
bastard.
that there are several settlements encampments, a few nomadic tribes that cycle through miscellaneous minor oases that popped up post-cataclysm. Turns out that the major oasis that was Kastara is now a good place to farm magical crystals. And all the water that was coming through has been redirected as if the wellspring was shattered. So there are small settlements, like you'll get an encampment of 5 or 6 families at most, 2 to 3 being common, or groupings of more
Like a little colony.
brutal races setting up little villages that are little way stations where they can nomadically rotate throughout the deserts.
Oh, like a little mining outpost, basically.
Also, that's
Yeah.
about 100 miles of stretch between here and there. It's a good 2-day or a good 2-week journey
Yeah.
to the tower from here is the other thing you would definitely know.
And the exact location of any of those more nomadic villages is unpredictable.
As to whether or not they'll be there.
Yeah.
So what would-
It'll be every time you come to an oasis, the way that that'll work, mechanically speaking, out of character and everything, is that one of you, and I'll let you all go rollies to see who gets the first time, and then I'll just rotate you clockwise and write down the order.
Shit.
17 again?
That dice treating you better than the first one.
Yeah!
What you got?
I got 6. I got 6.
Alright, so it's gonna rotate this way. So if you decide to venture out into the desert, each of you will roll a D percentile. 50 or above, there happens to be somebody at that oasis. 50 or below, no dice. It's just an empty oasis with the ability to camp, take a breath, yeah, I did take a breast, so.
Take a breath of fresh air. So basically, it'd be either a safe camping spot or there'd be someone there we have to deal with.
Someone there that you have to deal with, can barter with, can talk to, can find information out from, or a grouping of 5 or 6 nomadic families that are working together at most to eke out an existence in a desert. They're nomadic tribes and groups like that.
Okay.
Think Bedouin.
Okay. So I guess, what's our best way or option to get out that way?
It's by northwest, so
South by southwest
I'd say it's
south
the
by
first
southwest to the
of the tower.
Tower?
Light.
Yeah.
I said, dude, south by
Thank you.
southwest by the tower light. Like I made quick ass notes. Like
good, because when I
I'm like,
slip up like that, I actually appreciate somebody telling me thank you.
Yeah.
So
I prefer canon.
So I
We weren't
mean,
in Castrovel.
what would be a good way to get out there?
We weren't
Can't portal.
in Castara long in the original Nox.
No.
Lots of information.
So we can't portal out any. Is there like a midway point or a halfway point or something big out that way we can portal to? That would be able to portal to?
It's not portal, but we could get ourselves a cart. Honestly, what I remember of the library having a cart's probably not a bad idea.
No, why don't we have like the Star Wars train? You know, like just to fucking run shit.
One thing-
Because you don't go ding ding, ding 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 ding.
So those any of those guys running around?
No.
Shit.
Outside of Castara, you may fall prey to storms.
Do we need some kind of covered transportation?
Ooh.
What kind of
More transportation we can cover ourselves with.
What's the era of like? Maybe like the Iron Age.
You would technically be Middle Iron Age and the Age of Steel.
So,
Yep.
like,
Would vehicles like little known vehicles be like a thing?
Sure, if you've got about 50,000 gold that you're willing to part with.
Who's going on here?
I have 8 gold total.
Nobody in this entire group has even enough platinum to cover the cost of that wondrous item.
Where is Pudgy? You know.
Actually, not even Wisp has that amount of money.
Gold on the front.
Yeah, no, I had another page I wrote down there it is. Yep, yeah, okay.
Before we head out, I do check Wisp's belongings to see if I can find some funding to hand to the Temple of Ishtar.
No?
No? Yeah, worthwhile check. Been like, here, Wisp.
No,
I'm
you
paying
can't
your
get
room.
his door open.
This door's locked now?
Something like that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because I was going to pay his room for him for a couple of days and be like, here, go. I don't know where he went, but here's more payment for his room.
Didn't he already pay?
Yeah, he's paid in full for a few weeks.
Okay, good. I'm just concerned about leaving him and leaving all his stuff and being like, you know what, if they just give it away, it's cool.
Actually, they wouldn't, but he'd get more. Yes, sweetheart. So, with that being the case, Ronan, you were privy to this whole conversation. You know that it's Aspen's tower.
That's why it's like,
You would know that she built traps, machinations, golems, and was obsessed with living forever.
But first, we've got to get to the
And you would know that the last time that you were aware, she had been building an incubator for a gold dragon's egg. And then the curse happened, and nobody was quite sure as to whether or not it completed.
Yep.
we need to be very careful.
I do believe we need to spend our time at the library at the Temple of the Twins first anyways.
I know, I'm just saying that
It's about a 4-day journey now.
Aspen's Tower, I
Wait,
know a
what's it
lot
then?
about Aspen. I've been dealing with her my entire life.
Just
All of them.
desserts from what I can tell.
Then you stop. And I need you to insight check.
Anything that annoys... Oh, wait. I should have been rolling these with disadvantage. I have a point of 2 points of exhaustion, so it's an 11 minus... Oh, plus 0. It's just a straight 11.
Alright, so at an 11, you would realize that was kind of harsh. No, that's like, no. Just-
I'm attempting to be harsh, so that's perfect.
No, like, even you're sitting there going, oh, that was me. I was trying to be mean, but that was low.
Is there a quick way to the tower, the library? Is there a shortcut?
There are no shortcuts here. Unless you've got powerful friends.
Unfortunately, it's horse and wagon.
Yeah, you would know which temple they're talking about. Remember those 2 dragons that holed up and started a cult under the sands?
Ones that
You all,
fought.
yeah.
The one that Aseri fed vomit to. My last character.
So you're getting flashes of your time with Asiri and everyone else in Castara from the first time through life for you, Ronan?
I really don't want to do this.
Well, you're free to leave.
You wouldn't survive without me. I know more about what's gonna happen.
We've barely survived because of you.
Yeah, just imagine how bad it would be without me
No,
since I know
no.
what's going on.
You are the reason survival has been hard.
In their eyes.
Yeah.
All right, I
okay.
haven't been stuck with him that long. I'm kind of neutral
Okay.
on that whole point.
Good luck.
You don't have to.
Okay, good luck.
Kalora does not like Ronan. There's a strong dislike there.
Alright. So. I need both of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Those 2 are me.
You're good.
Oh, that'd fall into my exhaustion. That's 8 flat.
5.
Yep.
The both of you stomp away for a minute, incapable of, and I do mean incapable of, moving off of where you think you have the right to rest on your laurels and say, I'm right. And then it sets in. You really do need him. You really kind of have been drunk more often than you've been sober, and it may have hindered your judgment. You really are being a little bit more of a dick than it's deserved. You really are being a little bit more of a dick than what's called for. And it just kind of sits there, and as you fail, it seeps deep down in. And every now and then you'll glance at each other quietly. But Torin, where are you dragging them off to?
Well, we need to find transport. Preferred something with cover, like something that will provide shelter on the trek, because we're going to the desert and all that.
You'll want something that's got more than a fabric covering them.
Yeah, but like I don't know where to look here, so I'm gonna ask around. To give a general, like, I'm looking for covered via something that can be pulled. Like, you know. Hold on. Saw it looking right. We're looking for old school chariot type wooden, not
Okay.
like Oregon Trail shit.
Okay, so you're looking for more of like the covered canopy with like more of a chariot type 2-wheel or 2-axle deal.
Yeah, kind of more like a, not like a wagon, like a canvas wagon, but more of like a carriage.
Okay.
More of a
Yeah.
carriage.
How much are you all going to pool together to spend on this?
I'll
I
put-
will let you all contribute or converse amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm gonna go get snackables
Mm.
and look at something really quick because I cannot see what the chat says from here.
It's a smiley face.
Thank you.
I will put
Well, I have 181 gold.
5 of my 8 gold and one of my secondary feathers, which can be sold for 50. Eric Hawker feathers are valuable. Nice, strong fletching feathers.
So I've got 127 gold and 1 platinum.
So we're looking at pulling together what, make it even shares.
Cause mine's like what,
I don't have
130?
enough gold for even shares.
You feather it makes even. You
Yeah.
provide even amounts. So if you're providing what, 50?
I'm gonna give it
55.
a secondary out of my tail feathers because they're strong feathers that can be sold for 50 gold each, because you can get almost 50 fletchings out of them.
So 50 gold. So we got about 150 gold if we all evenly put it
Yeah.
as a starting point.
150 gold. Okay. So in the player's handbook, I need a copy of it. That'll give me a price range for what you guys can find.
Okay. I don't even know where that's.
Agreed.
There we go.
I don't know
We
that
need a
one.
wooden box
I had
on
it in the
wheels.
bookmark and I don't know when I was bookmarking with it. So I'll figure it out. That's fine. Why keep looking at other characters?
Well, that's just what we got to share to start. If we need to throw in a little extra, I can.
Oh, yeah, we got to be took an eye, so. But going from there.
On some vehicles, bingo.
What page are you on?
157. So a carriage would hold more, and what in my mind, a carriage also includes things like a gypsy's wagon.
Yeah.
That will run you 100 gold. And are you going to have it drawn by camels, donkey or mule, elephant, draft horse, riding horse, mastiff, ponies, or war horses? What are you shopping for to pull this cart?
Camels would probably be best because we're going through the desert.
Either that or a draft horse.
Yeah.
And draft horses are less likely to have flares of temper.
And we're gonna need provisions of extra water.
Like camels can survive without water longer.
Only because they stored it properly.
Draft horses are built different.
How many of the draft horses would we need?
Just one.
Carriage. Draft horses, you'd need 2.
2?
Yep. The carry weight is 540 pounds. And the carriage would weigh 600.
How much is a regular horse?
That's
Well, I have
what draft horse
a
is.
riding horse, so can I trade my riding horse for 2 draft horses? You gotta find a vendor. So I can,
Riding horse goes for 75 gold. So you
Well,
can
we're
get
trying-
1.5 draft horses out of it.
but maybe I can find a guy that's amenable.
So
I can
okay,
persuade
so
him.
How about you trade your riding horse for 1.5 draft horses, and I'll pay for the other half a draft horse.
You're
So
in
you get
Kistara.
So we
So
gotta
make
go.
sure you make this transaction at the same time because somebody will give you a half of a draft horse.
No, we will. We'll just tell them we're gonna trade this and cash for 2 draft horses.
So I'm gonna go get my horse from the stable. I'm actually I gotta head to the stable to get my horse.
Mhm.
And in the vicinity, do I find someone that sells what I'm looking for?
You're at a stable.
The stable's not always like a carriage stable, like horse stables.
Uh,
Inns have stables doesn't mean they have carriages.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, this is a stable, and it does have a stable master who does also sell and breed and practice horse husbandry and things of that nature.
Yep.
So it's an actual like stable supply, like just stick it in like, the parking lot at the hotel, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah, that's a different. That's
So-
a different tavern.
Okay.
You wanna start, or do you want me to do it?
What do we need? Like,
I know exactly what we need.
well, yeah, but no, I'm just like I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna ask the guy if I can trade my horse for 2
The
draft.
carriage will cost you 100 gold to start.
horses. We have that.
2 draft horses will cost you 50 gold a pop. Baseline. Depending if you're going to try and barter and haggle, depending on what is discussed, will determine how much they raise or lower their price.
Well, I'm gonna ask him what is he gonna pay the 75 straight up for my horse? Or is he gonna try to haggle me?
So you're gonna try and get 2 draft horses for what now?
I have a horse and saddle.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask the guy if he what he'll give me for them. Like I'm gonna ask for 75. Is he gonna haggle me or is he gonna give me something? What's the quality of my horse? Like
Standard. It's a riding horse. They're trained to be able to take a rider, carry a rider. It's slightly weaker, doesn't pull things as strongly.
I know, but like I was running around bounty hunting with my horse, so like my horse be like just a standard riding horse, or like
Yeah. Unless you actually had a war horse, correct.
I didn't get a war horse because I didn't, I was
Yeah.
bounty hunting. I wasn't like trying to
War
running.
horses are special creatures.
Yeah, they'll fight with you.
They're moody. So I'm gonna sell it, or ask him if he'll give me 2 draft horses with some cash for.
Are you selling it with the saddlebags, bit and barding, bit bridle and bridle and barding?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna need the riding horse in order to kind of sell it. Yeah, everything goes with it. It should come close to 100. It cost me about
Bit and bridle.
80.
It ran you 79.
Yeah, about 80.
89. Yeah. All right. Well, your saddle's a bit used. Tell you what. I'll give you those 2 fine. I'll give you that fine pair over there. The stallion's a bit sweet on the mare, so they tend to work well together. Just don't do nothing to her.
Okay.
And that and 30 gold, and we can call it good.
Carriage. That includes the carriage?
No, that's just for the horses.
Yeah, the carriage will run 100 on top.
Well, but I bought the carriage. I bought a carriage.
Yes.
No
Yep.
bundle deal, bud. Like, this shit for me.
So what?
He looks over. He points over to a mantelpiece behind the counter. You see that list of really poorly done portraits? Them's me family. All 26 of them. I love my wife a lot.
Would I be with
Yeah,
you?
Mormon. Yeah, we're all there together.
What's a Mormon?
So wait.
No, I'm not more man. I want more woman.
So you want 130 worth of items for $100 worth of
120, basically, right? 189, 120 with the horses and.
with the saddle and everything.
All right,
else?
you're asking for two draft horses, bit, bridle, and tack, so that they can be attached to your cart. The cart itself.
We're gonna pay for the cart separately. I mean, it's all together on the deal.
Well, then why would I bundle it?
I'll take that.
I'm just sitting over here like,
He
So
said
that-
it's 89 for what I got, basically.
89 for the. We'll give you 89 gold for in credit for the horse, bit, bridle, and saddle. Yeah.
So
I mean,
all in all, we're looking at 230 gold.
There's some telltale saber slashes on that saddle. I mean,
Well, all in all, we're looking at 220 gold for the entirety of everything. Right? Cartage, horses, with trade. With the trade in
yeah, and if you want feed, that'll be a bit extra.
How about 200 for everything?
And how am I supposed to get wee little Timmy some more clothes with the cost of cloth and fabric now that the well's all dried up? On a 200, I'm making barely a 5 silver profit.
Alright. How much is feed on top?
pull the two furs that I've been carrying in my bag that I've been using as pillows and lay them on the counter. They're boar furs from Evermist.
No, we'll give you 10 silver apiece for them.
That's what I've got for you. There you are.
Like cover feed?
I don't have a whole lot.
How many days feed do you want?
You say there's 4. To the towers, you want to go to first? You want to go to first?
I can gather more feed on the way.
But
Yeah.
generally, we want at least 2 to 3 days, right?
Yeah.
So shoot for 4 days worth of feed. And I'm gonna.
Well,
go
that'll
for-
cost you a whopping 2 silvers.
I want 2 drums, like
2 drums of oats.
no, well, I mean, no, I guess you call them kegs?
Kegs of water.
Casks of water? But I'm gonna go to the docks to get that. Because that's where you, like, the boats would be getting those.
What
too.
boats?
There's no docks here.
It's airships.
But airships still need water, they don't quite get so far, they shoot up in the air.
They have mages who use to create water spell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we kidnap one of those?
You want to kidnap a
Or
mage?
buy one? Buy a mage?
You want to buy a mage? That's
Yep, I'm out.
slavery, bro.
Well, there is a
We're in-
slave market.
I'm out. Nope.
That's slavery, bro. No.
I'm not buying mages.
I'm out.
Buy,
dude.
rent, whatever you want to call it, like.
You mean employ. That is the word you are looking for. Employ a
Welcome
mage.
to Rent a Mage. For all your mage requirement needs.
What? When you get a hitman, why can't you do,
Well,
Technically, don't you employ a hitman also?
No, because you can get that whole, like, life debt thing, and then you have one. You saved your life, now you're stuck. You have a life debt.
only until they save yours, and then you're an open target.
Depends.
You're a
Like,
witness. You know things. You're a liability.
Yep.
No. Being a dick gets you no treats. Told you.
We love the DM's cat.
See, she fucks with me like this on a regular, so it's totally worth it. All right.
So I have between what we pulled together.
So how about?
I'll cover the extra gold for the.
I was just gonna say for the feed and everything else that we wanted,
Well, yeah.
we would trade the furs and 200 gold. That way you can make your
The
own
furs
clothes.
only come up to 2 gold.
But that would be enough to cover the feed, which is only 2 silver.
It'd be enough to cover all the feed we'd need for the entire trip.
That's what I'm saying, plus the 200, and they wouldn't have to worry about buying little Timmy clothes because they have furs to make their own. So that would
They
save
look
also
at
save
you.
them some money.
They raise an eyebrow. Go ahead and make a persuasion roll for me, please.
I mean, the furs are totally intact. Could be turned to leathers easy.
Yeah, that's not the problem.
Oh, wrong track.
Keep in mind.
I'm over here trying to be an honest businesswoman.
I was just hoping to like save a few bucks, like, but I wasn't trying to like seriously haggle. I just was hoping to get a better deal. What did you get?
You'd have a lot of hard luck with that
12.
in Kastara.
19 plus 2.
Fuck.
So they look at you. All right. So it's like this. Those are thick, warm, luxurious pelts. This is a sun-scorched hellhole of a desert.
Yeah, that's why they're worth the feed that we'd need for 2 weeks. Not much more.
Now, if you were selling these, say, up on the fringes of one of the mountains, you could probably get a better price. But
So why don't you sell them up on the fringes of the mountains, get a better price?
He
then
will.
who's going to run my shop?
All right. I will
You
cover.
got 23
I will
family
cover
members.
the extra 20 gold. But I'm inspecting the carriage and everything he told me to make sure that it is up to par.
Oh, it's in pristine condition.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's nice.
Just used car salesman, man. Like,
No, it's not a used wagon. You're buying it
Tor,
new.
we have one law here in Kastara. Don't piss people off. You know what fucking all over your customers does? You know what fucking over your customers does? It pisses them off.
Yeah, but the customer's never always right.
The customer is right when they're looking for a fair deal.
I mean, okay. But I just want to make sure because, like, wasn't very specific with the last guy I talked to, okay? Just covering my ass.
Who was the last person you talked to?
Between me and higher powers. Oh,
For the
so-
furs, can I get 10 days worth of food for the horses and 2 casks of water?
Call it 5. It's going to cost me 5 silvers just to get it shipped up to where it can be sold.
Alright. Sounds fair.
Alright, we'll load that into the wagon.
Who? Because Murphy's a fucking person. Like, so, how much for an extra wheel? Spare tire.
I'll throw that in for another 10 silver.
Got it. Okay, good.
Will you be needing tools to put it back on if one falls off?
What kind of tools would I need?
I have some jerky.
You'd need a mallet, and you'd need cotter pins, and like everything to replace an axle, possibly a lathe to make a new one.
I have a mallet.
But, like, what kind of pack would that stuff come in?
Oh, you'd put them in your wagon.
I know, but, like, try to see what I have already. I have a couple different packs.
You probably would not have, unless you have woodworking tools, you would not have everything that's necessary.
I have those
I-
Giants gloves. The novelty Giants gloves?
Oh, yeah.
From the carnival, I was the only one who didn't give mine up.
Oh, yeah, so you've got oversized hands.
Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah.
They look at you. You can keep those.
Yeah, I'll pick up. I'll make, like, basically make, like, a little toolbox and get, like, under the seat. Stick it in, just in case. Not that anything's go wrong, but I want to have an extra wheel and the stuff that makes it
Yeah.
need to. Because natural ones are a thing. Yeah. Horrible. Do we need a driver to do this, or can we drive this thing?
Well,
That's out of character.
well, the fact of the matter is that you are all welcome to try.
It depends on your animal handling role.
I'm a ranger, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah, you'd be the one we'd want to do that.
But I want
You would technically know enough about animal handling that theoretically, even if you've never done it before, yes, you could operate a
carriage.
Mm-hmm.
carriage.
Okay.
Theoretically, you are welcome to try. There's always the chance that the horse just doesn't like you.
Yep.
It depends on the chance. It
Start
depends
with
on
food.
the steps that you take in the process of getting it started.
No, because I have that. No, because I'm more comfortable. I have that. What is it? That ability.
You do not need rum balls.
I pull out 2 apples from my ration kits and hand them to Torin. This would probably get you a long way. One
Oh.
for each horse.
So has he hooked the horses up?
Oh, they've been attached to your wagon and everything like that. They load everything up with a week's worth of rations like they'd agreed.
When they were hooking the horses up, I would have been paying attention,
Okay.
just to see how it was done and how to undo it.
Alright, it's simple tack and barding for a
Yep.
wagon, so it's
Okay. So I'm gonna walk up to the front and start and let the horses sniff me. My offhand, not the hand I have the fruit in. Let them sniff my other hand. See how they react before trying to feed them.
they take the apple, step back a little bit, doing your new thing,
Mhm.
huff at you, just kind of blow in your general direction. Neither rears up. Go ahead and roll your animal handling.
Oh fuck.
I'm sorry, with advantage. 'cause
I
you
mean, yeah, and I
actually-
did, but I wish that was
Roll again and take the highest.
18.
Okay, so they kind of just accept and stomp their feet a little bit, but other than that, no
I don't get
reaction.
I don't get like a defiant reaction from them.
No.
Okay.
For
I'm gonna pet
horses,
them and let them stand between them and try to do this number on their necks and let them smell me and just get more comfortable.
After a while, they start nuzzling up against you and becoming more acclimated to you as somebody that you feel like they might be willing to listen to.
Okay.
I offer the guy a gold for a satchel of oats.
A saddlebag? Basically, saddlebag.
Like, he just kind of shrugs, laughs, and goes, "Sure," and hands it,
I-
takes
I-
your money.
Yeah. Most of that gold was for the rudeness earlier.
Is there anything, I'm going to ask the party, is there anything we need to do before we head out?
Does anybody have to go before we go?
I do not, but I am going to take the time to walk up and fistful of oats for both horses.
Roll a dexterity check.
And I'm just borrowing your rolling tray.
I mean,
That would be. Where? Brain. Ow! That would be a whole 14.
a whole 14?
Yep.
Okay. So,
Fuck that dice.
as they start snapping and everything, your finger gets nipped. You take 2 points of damage,
Okay.
and your claw's slightly shorter on your left hand pinky.
They're humanoid hands, so the pinky's just a little smaller.
It got tipped.
Ah, oh well. I want these, and I do my level best not to react to the nip.
You're fine.
You know, I don't want to spook them, so I'm like, ouch. Not their fault.
Nope, you didn't hold your hand flat enough. That's your problem. You say
Oh.
cupped.
Yeah, fistful of oats.
Turns out a horse will totally bite you if you do that.
Yeah.
Keep taking an apple in your hand, you're lucky if you keep one.
That's why you go like this.
Yeah.
Still, even then, they can get like a little
As long as you
Smart
get
ass.
that hand perfectly flat, if they nip you at that point,
They
they
were-
trying.
Yeah, if they nip you when you're like this, they were trying. They wanted to bite you. I got, finger capped because I was holding it like this.
Yep. Otherwise, there wouldn't have even been a dex check. It was just work.
Yeah.
But just like, I mean, there's nothing else we need to take care of before we leave town.
No.
Not unless you all have something.
Right.
I am going to take the satchel, and once we're on our way out, to the neck bracers for the horses, I'm going to turn that satchel into 2 potato sacks, for my rucksack,
Yeah.
in front of the horses so that they can graze mildly on the way. Draft horses need calories.
Oh yeah, especially since they're pulling 600 pounds of carriage right now.
Yep.
By the way, okay, so here's how this is going to work.
Protein and calories.
The reason I had you make sure that each draft horse can carry or can pull a total of 540 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Your carriage weighs 600 pounds, which means that you have 440 pounds of storage on your carriage.
Yep.
And somebody should write this down because it's an important number. After which, there is a chance for every mile that you travel that something will break because it's not built to carry that much weight.
Yeah.
No, is that how much weight we put on it?
No, it weighs 600 pounds. The horses can carry 1,080 pounds between
Yep.
them, and you have 480 pounds left, not counting your bodies if you decide to ride in the cart versus
Well,
walking.
one of us is gonna have to at least.
Yep. How much do you weigh?
Our other option is to find a way to buy another horse.
Or lead the horses by lead.
No,
Yeah. I mean, we get advantage on the rolls because I provided them with food for the travel.
Yeah.
Well, I can be whatever size I want to be, from small to medium to large.
Yes.
So I could literally be the smallest creature possible and just ride in the cart.
Yeah, you could just
Yeah.
make yourself look like a gnome and you'd be good.
I mean,
Yeah.
you and I should take the day's travel to take turns resting in the carriage until our
I'm
conditions have
medium
better.
size, so I'd probably say around 180 pounds.
Alright.
For a dragon.
Yeah.
A dragonborn, medium size, yeah, you'd be between 185 and 250.
I'm on the leaner side because I've not been in the city. I've been running around.
And Caloris 180.
So 360. You can't be more than 80 pounds.
Well, I could literally be like,
He can literally be a 25-pound gnome. That'll give you, so you all can figure it out, and it will actually make the horses become winded faster if you go over what their draw capacity is.
Yeah.
Well,
You're also capable of helping push the cart if it gets too heavy. And
You know
then
what?
Your push pull.
I'm gonna ask for 2 pack mules. 16 gold. We can put we can use the pack mules strapped to the back of the carriage because we're not trying to run it, we're just trying to travel. We'll put the feed on the pack mules. That should lighten the load of the carriage so that he can still be his
Let's
proper
see.
size.
Yeah?
Yeah.
well, it doesn't
70
affect me to be a no. I could literally
I
change.
know, but so we don't have to you have to keep shape shifting because I don't know if that burns magic
no,
slots. Or
no,
Nope.
it's literally
As a
something I
changeling,
was
it's just
born
net
with.
will.
Yeah, it's an at-will thing I was born with. I'm a changeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we still don't want to I mean, we're going to be. We have a 4-day journey, and we can lighten the load on the horses. We can get farther if we lighten what the horses have to carry. Even with we all riding in the carriage, we can still drop off a couple, like maybe 150 pounds worth of weight on the mules.
And it wouldn't impact our rests to stop for a moment and feed the mules.
No, because we can do that the same thing we did. We bought enough water for the journey. We can feed the extra 2 pack mules. We have gear on too,
No.
so we're not factoring that in. We're just factoring our body
I
weight,
have
not our
2
gear.
gold left. I have 2 gold left for feed for the animals.
Well, I got the gold. I'm not worried about the money for that. But what I'm saying is that you're probably carrying 50 to 60 pounds worth of stuff. I am. You probably between your weapons is another 50 pounds. So we'd be overweight.
So,
So the pack wheels
Yeah.
we need at least 2 of them to carry what our shit basically.
Yeah, otherwise you end up with sled movement because of terrain.
And
Yeah.
the mules would also need oat bags. The protein and the carbohydrates. They
So,
need
yeah.
it.
So that was how much was it for everything the first time?
220.
So we already paid it.
So that was.
So you lost
50.
50.
No, I was gonna say 60 and 60, and then
She
had
offered up 60.
I gave 5 and then a feather worth 50.
so 55.
Secondary flight
Then
feather.
we would split the rest.
Yes.
From my table.
And I watched me eat a horse. So that was 89. So we got 50, 55, 89, 4.
And this is just spoiled.
That's 144. So
Having
you're
body
looking
parts
at-
that are valuable
Out
is
of the
useful.
220,
Kidney.
that'd be
Except for I
about.
don't have to use
6.
cut things out to have body parts that are
It's
valuable.
43. Your part was 43.
Okay.
And yeah, so then
And then I'll pay for one of the pack mules, and you can pay for one.
that's 8 gold. And they carry up to 420 pounds, which should be enough to carry feed
So
and
43 minus, so I lost 51.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to mention, depending on what you find where you're headed, you'll have a way to carry back any loot.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Quite helpful.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, and they carry 420 pounds apiece. That's enough to carry our supplies plus extra feed. So
Yep.
then while
That'll
you're-
give you another 840 pounds of carry.
Yep.
yeah, we're good. So then if we're ready to go, let's head out.
Alright, so with that, and with everybody having
Yep.
procured the things I would assume you're going towards the southern gates.
Yep.
Yes.
I take the moment with the mules to make sure that their oat bags are attached to them in a way that's accessible.
So the southern gates go out through the farmlands because south-facing farms.
Mm-hmm.
Forget south-facing greenhouse. No, the whole farming section of Castara is the farming quarter is south.
Okay.
So as you all make your way out through that, we're going to go and take a bio break because
Still have
Yeah.
6.
a little bit after 6, and we will be back momentarily.
Fantastic. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I'm trying to.
At Emerald Broadband, we bring you the most sustainable internet on the planet, fiber. The question is, why is fiber more sustainable than cable? Picture two hikers. The cable hiker buys old equipment, disposable items, and comes overloaded with cheap gimmicks, which means they're moving backward. The fiber hiker brings quality gear, reusable items, and they pack only the necessities, so moving forward is a walk in the park. For a more sustainable connection, don't leave a trail. Get fiber with Emerald Broadband.
Valvoline Full Synthetics offer 24 times stronger protection against engine-killing contaminants than the industry-leading synthetic to ensure your car still runs like new, year after year. Get 24 times stronger protection with Valvoline.
And we are back to the insanity.
Just scary.
So, it takes them about 2 to 3 hours to get everything that you've ordered trained up, and you all make your way through towards start making your way south. And before you reach the outer walls of Kastara, what once was city turns into suburbs, turns into farmland, and round about sunset, you finally reach the walls. It's a big city, and a cart and wagon moves at about 3 miles an hour.
Yep.
You can actually walk faster, it turns out.
Yeah.
But then you can't carry as much.
That's the trade-off.
Yep.
So, as you reach the gate, they're just starting to light the torches. There hasn't been a farmhouse for a good maybe mile and a half. You're pretty sure that you're hitting the outer reaches. There are a few wisps of cloud in the sky, and it looks like it's going to start getting dark.
Yep.
Probably in about 2 to 3 hours. So you could be outside of town, or you could be in town.
Well, I would probably want to get outside of town.
Mm.
With exhaustion, but no, because with the amount of exhaustion that we are experiencing,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
would we want to find somewhere to sleep inside town, or we want to get on the other side, just like on the other side of the gate outside?
We would be safer inside town, so we would sleep more soundly.
Yeah. If we post up somewhere near the gate on the inside, we'll at least have the guards on the gate
Okay.
to make some noise if some stupid shit goes down.
Right. Like if we're outside the gate,
Thank
we're
you. I
on
hadn't
our
thought about
own.
that.
So somebody would have to take
I do,
some
'cause you
watch,
normally
and
do.
we wouldn't get as much sleep as we could.
And me and her are both exhausted from the previous night, so
And
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, we'll take another point of exhaustion if we don't get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, I've got a long rest because I didn't get affected by the dreams
And I can't afford a third point of exhaustion.
so do we find a place where we can basically park the wagon on
So
story?
near the southern gate, you see there's what looks like a few hitching posts for mounts, horses, things of that nature. There seem to be some merchants, like caravan carts, kind of circled up in spaces here and there. It looks like they've been there probably about an hour longer than you have.
Mm-hmm.
Just enough time to have made camp and set things up so there are people moving in and out of their wagons and
Yep.
basically going about normal evenings camp chores, and you're able to find a place for your single cart and your 2 asses,
Yep.
because that's what they are, they're asses.
So what I'm gonna do? So we're gonna find a spark. I'm gonna unhook all the horses, get them the harnesses and everything, all yokes and all that off. Is there a well around?
I am going to take the wheels off of you.
Is there a well around that we're at?
Yes, there is a well. It's
Like a public use well.
yes, there is a sign on the well that says limit 3 buckets per camp.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna go get. I just need a bucket. I'm gonna get a bucket of water. I'm gonna go get once I get the horse unhooked and like kind of tied up. I'm gonna basically rinse all the sweat off of them from being in the harnesses, so I don't want them to get rashes or burns.
Yep.
And just kind of give them a solid bath so they can they'll be more comfortable, and then get another bucket of. Once I'm done with that, refill the bucket to give them water and food for the night and get them so they can go to
Yep.
rest.
And Ronan, what you doing? How are you helping out with the setting of camp near the gates this evening?
I can get a fire started.
Okay, go ahead and roll your survival on that. Just don't fail. I can narrate any number other than fail. I can narrate that one too.
How about a 19?
So it takes you moments. At first you try using the standard little piece of steel that comes with a flint and steel to spark it off. After about 2 minutes of realizing that is a piece of crap,
You proceed to pull one of your cheaper daggers out, and go, bam! And it catches the tinder, and everything is alight in relative short ease. The difficulty on starting a campfire with a flint and steel in a desert situation is 5. If you can get the sparks to hit, it's gonna burn.
Oh, yeah.
So, like I said, just don't fit.
And then I get, like, right by the fire, I just lay out a little spot where I can sleep and relax. At some point, like a bedroll, maybe like something that I could use as a pillow. And
What are you going to try and find to use for a pillow?
I don't care if it's my bag with some of my clothing rolled up in it, and I just set that on my head, just something to get underneath my head, so I'm not laying.
Okay, so you're
directly
laying
on the
you're
ground.
basically using your pack for the top of your bed then?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. I'm gonna take both of the pack mules. I'm gonna offload them for the night, obviously, and make sure that their food and water is set up so that they can be hitched to the back of the cart and the cart to the hitching post, which gives them more range to be like near but not all the way up to our food packs and whatnot.
Okay.
Because pack mules will also make a fuck ton of noise if you fuck with their space.
Yeah.
They're mean little shits.
Alright.
We're the food bringers.
Are there any like desert animals around?
No, you are still technically inside the city walls,
Yeah.
thus every now and then you see a rat scurry across, like a field rat, not.
What kind of is it residential? Is there any businesses, markets?
This is farmland, and there are a few merchant caravans camped waiting for first light to leave out.
Yep.
Having taken much a similar thought of action as to what was the safest bet to you all.
So, what do you guys want to do for food?
That's what I was thinking about, because
I have.
It does take
4
you about an
rations
hour and a
left.
half to get everything all set up.
I've got quite a few rations. I've got.
I have rations too, but I'm like, before I get into the rations, like one good last cooked meal.
That's what I wanted. Like something really nice, like some good meat. Like, is there
Yeah,
a
farm
tavern
cookies.
nearby? Like,
The answer to that is no.
how far is it?
What's
I mean,
About a 3-hour walk back into the city proper.
yeah, unless you want to grab a pack mule.
At which point it'll take you until about 4 a.m. to get there because the pack mule is going to be stubborn and take you longer and go
Yep.
slower.
and is the city gate closed or open?
Closed. As the last lights of sun fade away, you watch as 5 guardsmen lower a iron bar no less in thickness than your body, Kalora, into place across the main gates at the southern exit.
The farms that are around, is there any livestock?
Not that you can see.
Are there any candles or anything burning inside the farmhouses?
The nearest farmhouse is over a mile away. You cannot see that. You could assume that there are, because you can see dots of light on the horizon past the fields.
I was gonna say the human eye can see up to a candle from up to 10 miles in complete darkness.
Yeah, so you can see dots of light. Not to mention, you also have the torchlight from the guards having posted torches outside around this encampment area where all these merchant caravans are.
Yep.
Well, we can.
I'm gonna go over and see the merchant caravan and see if they're stocked or they're going out. They're unloaded or loaded with merch.
And what's everybody else doing so I can get it all in order and it'll make sense?
She was.
I'm partaking of my jerkied rations.
So you're mowing down on jerky, running?
I'm just waiting to try to get a hot meal before we start this one.
And how are you going to get a hot meal?
Well, I was hoping Torin might come back with something.
Okay, so you're gonna wait and see what Torrin comes back with.
Got
Got
it.
it.
Yep. I can always
All right.
improvise something
I'll
after
take
that.
a pound's worth of rations over to the caravan alongside Torin while I'm eating mine. Just in case we don't strike well.
Okay, I need the two of you to roll perception.
With advantage or not?
Disadvantage.
We're both disadvantaged.
Oh,
Oh.
So roll 2 and take the lowest.
That was a 16. 16, and that's a perception?
4.
19.
Well, you saw something. Thank God.
So out of 19, you can just barely smell the scent of it starting to waft, but it's roast rabbit,
Do I smell
fresh. No,
it? I wouldn't
you
smell
didn't
it
go
from
with
where-
them.
Yeah, but I wouldn't smell it from where I'm at.
Nope.
Fuck.
Or shit.
Yep.
That's all I smell, apparently.
Well, they're cooking something good.
You also can smell something that's oddly a tangy scent in the roasting with a sweetness to it in the aroma as if it's being glazed with honey and lemons.
Ugh. They're cooking something wonderful.
I'm gonna take your advice for it because I can't smell shit, apparently. Which is odd.
I have a pound.
You were nuzzling up against horses. As a result, you kind of still everything still kind of
Yeah.
smells like horse.
I have a pound's worth of jerky to offer. You may want to.
I'm gonna. So I'm still gonna. Are you going to see what they're doing? Like, you going
Yeah.
to
Yes, I'm
Right
going
next
over
to
here
you.
with you.
Alright, so. It kind of gets ready to come upon whoever, like, where I'm going, where the food's at. So,
You're following Toucan Sanum over here's nose, basically.
yes. So, I guess when we get up to wherever the smell's coming from, I'm gonna politely ask if they would sell us a bowl of each, like 3 bowls of whatever they're making.
So, as you come up, you see 2 children. They're human, from the best of what you can tell,
Okay.
and all of about 5 foot tall. One of them looks like they might be in their early teens. The other's probably 8 or 9 and stands at maybe 3.5 feet tall. They're standing next to about what looks like a 20-pound cast iron cauldron. They're
A witch's
stirring.
pot?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And the roasted rabbit scent is coming out of it as they're throwing vegetables in on top.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear them, it hasn't cooked down enough yet. Hold off on the carrots. They'll be too mushy if we put them in too soon.
Beasts after my own heart.
I can't. Ew, mushy carrots. Gross. Mom likes those.
Agreed.
They're so much sweeter when they're crunchy.
I tear some jerky off of my personal ration and hand some to each of the kids.
The kids just kind of look at you.
It's that Nat 20 jerky that I've got from my pack.
Well, that's fine. The kids still kind of look at you. And, oh, we're okay. We don't want to ruin our dinner, and we don't know you.
Smart children.
And they go back to just watching their pot, and then they
Do we see an adult?
go ahead and make a perception check.
At disadvantage because we're exhausted.
I didn't roll. Does that count if it just dropped?
No, we'll call that cocked.
So roll 2.
5.
Take the lowest.
7. It's still the same fucking number.
Did you roll 2 and take the lowest?
Oh no.
Disadvantage, roll 2 and take the lowest.
Still fucking 5. No,
What?
at 8. An 8.
Okay. So, the answer is no, you can't see any adults. You see like 15, 20 kids tending to horses and setting up little tents, like
Yep.
halfling-sized tents and things of that nature. They're cooking to the meals. A few of them are skinning rabbits that it looks like they may have snared along the way out here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said that they were hunting or looking for rabbits or things to take pop shots at on the trip. If you had, you might have food.
That's the thing I was going to worry more about later.
Exactly.
Well, it's like more like I was just more like thinking like I have like 10 days worth of rations, so I'm like, but like not dried out food would be good to have.
Yeah. It's
Especially
true.
with exhaustion I am.
Yeah.
Alright, so you find. No, there seem to be nothing but children at this particular camp. But the food smells phenomenal.
I'm gonna pull a gold out and see if one of the kids will send me a couple rabbits.
The conies are in the stew pot. We've got these lovely kebabs that we'll sell you for a couple gold, though.
I'm not with you, Dean.
Thank you for catching yourself, though.
How many can I get for a gold?
Well, I'll give you one for a gold piece.
Like a bit steep.
Well-
They've got a lot to feed.
You haven't seen the kebab.
That's fair.
You haven't seen the kebab.
This-
Halflings are known for their delightful portion sizes, honey.
You're not sure if these are halflings or children, honestly.
I'm just going with halflings.
One of them pipes up, I'm not a halfling. I'm an elf.
Even still, known for your good portion sizes.
I'm 20.
Oh,
All
good.
of this tall. They're 20 years old.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, elven children and halflings are much alike in that they like their food.
Does it come with any sides or just a jerky stick? Is it
Sauce.
soup? Yeah, I'll take 3.
3.
Mm-hmm. You said gold a piece.
Looks back and forth between the two. 3?
3 kebabs.
3.
Okay. This kid happily takes your gold, bites a piece of it, bends, and when it bends just a little bit so they know it's soft and real gold, say, right then, and they take off. And if it had been a shitty coin, they'd have poisoned you. You get a feeling on a passive perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they come back with something that looks like, you know, the wooden yard stakes?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those with 6 medallions of some kind of grayish meat with a very golden glaze on top of it. You can see bits of herb encrusted to it. 6 per steak, and they come back having a little bit of a hard time because it's about 8 pounds of meat
Mm-hmm.
carrying these 3 steaks. They're like, never seen anybody eat one, let alone. All right, well, you paid for it. Here you go. And they.
I grab them. Since Clora's next to me, I'm gonna hand her hers, and then I'm gonna head back and give the other one to Ronan.
Yep. And I'm gonna take 2 of the medallions off and eat them.
Are they already cooked?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To a
Oh, is that
perfect medium.
character?
No, yeah, no. I paid for cooking food.
Yeah, you paid for cooked food.
Yep.
Like I don't want to cook.
And
I'm fucking tired.
medallions like
I'm
this will
ordering
keep for
now.
2 days.
Fucking.
Yep, they will keep for 2 days, barring a swarm.
Yeah, barring the storm that Assyria.
No, swarm. SWARM.
Yeah, that too.
You know, biting flies, plagues of locusts. This is a desolate wasteland.
Yep.
Perfect
Well,
place for a
generally,
wizard to put
I
a
think-
tower.
I'm gonna once I get back in hand, I go here, Ronan. Here's some dinner. We have an extra bucket. We grabbed a bucket of water, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down next to the fire we built, and I'm assuming I can get down at least half of this comfortably. 3 of them.
3 out of the 6 you could do comfortably.
I'm not trying to gorge myself, but I'm trying to make myself like full, so I fall asleep and like sleep soundly.
So you were handed a stake, you know, piece of wood slatted about this wide, this thick, pointed at one end, about a yard long,
3 feet.
Mm.
Fully.
with 6 medallions of meat that pretty much cover all but 2 inches on either end.
Smells really sweet. Looks super impressive.
I just start eating it until I can't.
As you each bite into this, the meat is sweet, and you can't quite place your finger on what it is.
Can I roll insight to see if one of us is a cannibal now?
Sure.
Oh god.
at disadvantage. That's a 6.
You're not sure.
Yeah, okay.
You're gonna try and figure it out too?
I'm pretty sure.
They're 15.
15? Well, you're very sure that it's not anything that's related to you.
So helpful. Okay.
And you know that it's not poultry.
So it's probably
You're relatively
not
sure that it's not something like a changeling from what you would know. So you're
But
pretty sure that
does it taste gamey at all?
it's weird. It tastes. It has a bit of a tang to it, almost citrusy, but not.
Why do I keep thinking it's human?
Can I run a nature
Long pike,
check to see if
long
I
pike.
would?
Nope, wrong color.
Can I run a nature check to see if I would recognize it from any my travels, not just this roll, but the
Sure.
fairy? Eight.
You're pretty sure that it's not a sentient race.
Oh, good.
Pretty sure. I mean, there's an off chance that it could be something like roast kobold as far as you're concerned, Ronan, but you're trying to put a finger on where the meat's from, but you know that it's not like a human, or and it's definitely not pungent enough to be a goblin. It's not.
Yep.
It's not
Does it taste like chicken?
spicy enough to be dragonborn.
Is it horse?
No, it's not something you would recognize directly in this particular form.
No, I'm satisfied. I'm just gonna eat my portion, and I'm gonna hit the
So
egg.
I'm gonna take
We're not
each of our leftovers, and because I make jerky, I've got some of that waxy paper for making jerky on. I'm gonna wrap our medallions in it, set them separately from each other in the chest that's inside, that would function as a seat on the inside of the cart.
Okay.
And-
What did you stuff under there?
I mean, like a little toolbox and stuck it in there, but I didn't like stuff.
That's what I mean. Okay, so what
It's not-
tools?
Nothing like not like a lot, but I got like a mallet and
What we
Okay,
need
I'm
to
just
fix
trying to
the
figure
cart.
out the amount of space that they take up versus.
basically it's like a little. It's like what is a little, you know, it's a wooden. You see,
Like a handyman toolbox.
yeah, but like the little wooden ones, like it's like the little tree house on each side with the
Yeah.
wood dowel.
Yeah.
And then it's basically the tools to change the tire if we need it.
Okay,
So
so,
it would take up a massive.
it's a little bit of a squeeze, and in order to fit all of these in there, because they're good size,
Mhm.
it's going to. You're going to have to sit a couple of them in the toolbox.
Mhm.
But then in there.
Well, I just moved. At that point, I would move the toolbox to like next to the window at the driver's end.
Well, there's no driver, so end on the window. It's like covered cart. But
Yep. But it's still inside the carriage. But
Pull the toolbox out instead of.
put the meat somewhere that is locked down, out of the way, somewhat safe.
Okay.
I'm from this area. I would know what kind of
So
things.
do I need to roll to see how much I actually ate?
How much of it do you want to eat? There's 6 of these medallions. They weigh about 3/4 of a pound each, at least.
He said take his full.
Until I can't
2
eat
to
anymore.
3 would be max.
I
Okay.
think most of us would get down at least half of it and be like at least between all three of us 9.
That'd be
Let's say 9 left for each.
3 each. Yep.
9 will. That would at least get you through the next day just eating meat, because they'll only keep for about 2 days in Iowa,
Yep.
correct?
Yeah, oh my god, I'm trying not to like get into the rashes right away because no one likes.
If kept well, they'll keep for 2 days. That's why Kalora's being particular about this meat.
But yeah, we could. I mean, but it would be at least another. We would say it would add at
Laura's
least a.
particular about her meat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Giggity.
All right, I'm gonna get my bedroll out. Make me a spot. Pass out for the night.
So you drift off to sleep. Was anybody going to keep watch tonight?
Do we have to since we're inside the gate next to the guards?
You're. Okay, that's probably my delivery. So, the guards are watching out over the countryside.
Kalora can't take watch tonight. At least not first watch.
Well, I figured since we were inside the gate by the guard, we could all get some rest. That's why we didn't go outside.
Well, they're here to protect you from external threats.
So if we're all asleep, what intervals would there be?
I don't know. That would be telling as to whether or not there even are any.
Yep. I'll take second watch.
There is a
Take
camp with
third.
approximately 20 children that's
You have the-
operating as a merchant caravan. There's also 3 or 4 other camps about. It's just that one happened to have be closest and have the strongest smelling gnome.
Yep.
So
Yeah, no, I'll take third watch so I can
That
get
would-
my full 8 hours.
Yeah. I'll take first because I'm fully rested. In fact, if I need to, I'll take first and second. That way you guys won't get rest.
Thank you.
Well, all 3 of us will get a rest either way.
But I know we couldn't stay awake all to do a rest.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
First
If
watch.
I got plenty of sleep the night before. I could take probably first and second watch. As long as I get a short rest, I'll be okay.
Yeah. Well,
Considering that you are fey kind, yes, you are correct. You aren't going to catch exhaustion from it.
So I could stay up until like I'd say 2:30 or 3 in the morning, and one of you
What
guys
is-
can decide who takes third watch.
I'll take third watch because I'm worse for wear. My speed is halved. I'm so exhausted.
Oh no, then you get the full night's rest. I'll take the third watch.
I'll take second watch tomorrow night when we're burning off the last of this wear.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. But I just figured if need be, me and Tomin, Torin.
Yeah, so I'll.
Me and Torin can take the watch tonight and get you your sleep.
Yeah.
That way you get back one of your points of exhaustion. Because I know you're down 2.
I get them back if I get left alone. I got them from sleeping.
So I'm gonna hit the hay. Well, he does watch. Just waking up when it's my turn, basically, and then I'm gonna just roll over and go to sleep.
Alright, so go ahead. So the 2 of you will go ahead and sleep. Ronan, I need you to roll a D percentile for me, please.
Oh, good job.
I really need like a big one, like right here. Get a stubborn.
0 is
0.
so 5. 0 and then a 5.
Is that 50% or is
No, that's 5%.
Yep.
Alright, so
Low. Shitty.
that?
maybe. Interesting thing about percentiles, it depends on what I assign to what percentage.
Yep. It could just be that you have a really fucking quiet watch.
Which,
We did make friends with the neighbors.
throughout the evening, you see a couple things stir. At one point, a field mouse, and it's, you would assume, partner in crime, skitter up to the edge of the fire, and they find a few little morsels of meat and such that were left about. And they run off back again. You hear a cat pouncing, and something that sounds like shuffling footprint or feet in the dirt, right about the wee hours after midnight.
Like someone had to go pee.
Maybe. Go ahead and roll perception just to see what you.
Me?
Yeah, you. Everybody else is asleep.
Yeah, I'm waiting to figure out what rolls I'm gonna have to make because I decided to. I had the audacity to go to sleep again.
You're not the only one. Okay? You didn't make it that well. Just
Dirty
slight-
20.
Dirty 20. So on a dirty 20, you would know that it sounds like a child's feet. And they are moving out around where your horses are. But they're not spooking them.
But they're by where our horses are.
Correct. And kind of moving around your wagon, and they seem to be shuffling their way very well stealthily. If you hadn't rolled a dirty 20, well,
I am a
probably wouldn't have caught
rogue,
them.
so I wouldn't.
That wouldn't
know
matter
that's
if they're roguish, is they're roguish, but
Yeah.
dueling rogues is scary.
Are you gonna investigate?
So I was, gonna investigate and first whisper out. I can hear you. Who's out there? Just, what are you doing?
Footsteps stop. You don't hear a noise.
They're no longer there.
Oh, no,
they
they're
didn't-
still
they
there.
stopped. It didn't respond. Right?
So
Maybe.
Oh shit. You gotta roll investigation.
do I need to roll my investigation?
Investigation or perception, take your pick. I guess I should roll theirs.
Either way, perception and investigation are the same at +5, so 24.
So at a 24, you're pretty sure that they just stopped. And you hear what sounds like water trickling off in the bushes about 50 yards from where your horses are.
They were looking for a spot to hit the pisser.
Okay.
And then I holler out. I don't holler out, but I say out just loud enough for them to hear. Ah, taking a piss there, are ya? You're good to go.
Okay. And as you hear what sounds like the last little push of someone peeing, they wander off towards a different camp, not towards where they came from.
Not my business. They didn't mess with my stuff.
Mm.
If someone needs help and then it becomes my business, then it will be my business. But until then, not my monkey, not my circus.
You hear that spurt of splashes, and then they walk off towards a different camp. With the perception at where it is on that, you would actually realize that if they were really careful about it, they could probably make a water flask make that noise.
Oh, yeah.
But like you said, they're not screwing with your shit anymore.
Yep. They didn't mess with the horses. I didn't hear them going through any stuff. I just heard them walking, so.
If you'd have ignored it, it would have made some different noises. Kids.
Might have made noises.
Alright, does anything else happen until he comes and wakes me up?
Nothing. The rest of your watch moves relatively slowly. You actually don't dream tonight.
Okay. How much of a rest will I get? Like a short rest?
You'll get your full long rest by the end of it.
Okay.
So you'll be out of. You will no longer be exhausted.
Okay.
Kalora, on the other hand,
Be less exhausted.
yeah, you'll be moving. You'll be back up to full move speed. Just disadvantage on everything.
So no bad dreams?
Maybe. Haven't decided yet.
So I'll take over my watch when it's time. I'm just gonna.
So, with the end of my watch, I just walk over to Torn and I tap him. I kind of gently shake him on the shoulders and be like, "Hey, Torn, it's your turn for watch."
Which I knew was coming, so I'm gonna kind of like nod and start sitting up. And how close? This is what you said, about 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning.
About 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up and make sure that the fire's still going.
He's managed to keep a nice little low burning fire, nothing like way too bright to like signal things.
It's enough to create a little bit of heat.
Yeah.
Match fire, probably take some of the water from the bucket and get the coffee pot going.
Alright, go ahead and roll a D percentile while you're doing all of this. You don't have disadvantage anymore. So there's always
This
that.
one And
These two.
this one.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Yep. All zeros is 100.
5.
Seriously?
005.
I got 5 within 0, 0. I got 500%, okay? 500.
Well. Now, after about shortly about a half hour after Ronan beds down, you hear footsteps shuffling towards the children's camp, past behind your carriages.
Okay.
And it sounds like somebody's dragging something.
Got my cup of cup. Just kind of take a sip and wander over to the front of the carriage and just take a peek. Coffee.
Okay, it is dark. I need you. Do you have dark vision?
Night vision? Yes, I do have dark vision.
You could always
how
just
far?
breath weapon it.
60 feet.
60 feet. So I do need you to roll perception because they're just a little bit beyond that, so it's going to be a strain for you to do it.
And I'm doing it. No. 17 plus perception. 21.
So, all right. So at a 21, what you see is one of the kids from the camp, not the elven child that you dealt with earlier, but a different one of the kids, carrying a body-sized sack, well, dragging a body-sized sack, with both arms just, that looks like it's quite full, and it's leaving a very large drag pattern across the ground.
Do I know it's blood or like squirming?
Nothing seems to be moving. It doesn't seem to be bleeding.
It ain't screaming?
In this light, you can't tell. No, there's no screaming sounds.
Might as well help them carry it back to their camp.
How far away? How far? Okay, if I do that, I won't lose sight of our shit, right?
It would be about. Back to their camp would be about 100 feet from where you are.
Yep.
So, yes, you would lose sight
Okay.
of what's going on at your camp, other than you'd be able to see your campfire still easily.
Just out of character, where would the drag marks end? Because if they ended our campsite, then we helped them carry this thing. That's not going to be good for us, because they're going to be like, hey, the drag marks stop here. Let's ask these people.
You and I saw nothing.
Solid point.
True.
Um,
Like, I didn't do it. I know
Torin got us
nothing.
into the
I
trouble
see
with
nothing.
Tiamat.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
And I'm chaotic neutral, so I'm like.
Go to the Glink!
I see no signs of distress, so I'm just gonna let it be. I still have all my animals and my people, my partners.
Right about the time that the sun starts coming up, you hear the sound of a cleaver hitting a chopping block and going through something with some relative substance. So it's ka-thunk,
Hmm.
ka-thunk,
Not curious.
with a little bit of a squishing sound involved.
But as the sun starts to come up, I'm gonna get the horses while everybody's like still sleeping before I wake them up. Get the horses rewatered, get them fed for the morning. Same with the donkey, the mules. I'm gonna start as the sun comes up. I'm gonna start another pot of coffee. Basically, and get start waking people up as I am getting the horses saddled and ready to get rehooked up for the day. Not Riley, just kind of be like, hey, kind of tap the coffee pot a little bit, say, hey, time to get up.
Yep.
So, as the smell of coffee starts seeping through your nostrils, you wake up to the first rays of morning sun running. And you, Kalora, we need to have a conversation.
Fuck!
You crit failed. That's the only reason for this. So, as you fall to sleep and finally drift into those deep parts of sleep where you can touch your soul,
Shit.
you find yourself in a room full of mirrors. Naked, able to see every inch of yourself scarred, cindered, charred. The new rune, or the new sigil emblazoned on your chest, glows. A sickly red and purple color. Cracks of green seeping out from around it in an almost earthen spider web pattern, like broken glass.
A crack cackle of desperation in my voice as I just kind of shuddered. Let me rest. I've seen myself before. That's no big shock.
As you continue looking to the mirrors, you change. Your wings become more reptilian. Your metal beak, the metal part of your beak stays metal, but turns more draconic. Your feathers stay. The burn mark in your chest cools and calms as the form in the mirror shifts. And you hear that ever familiar five-voiced whisper. Not everything is for torment. I can be kind too.
Same spark of rage still kind of kicks in, but a little more willingness to be accepting. I'll bite. What do you want from me?
Just less animosity. Hating the person you're in business with is poor practice, dear.
Only if I don't do a good job.
Oh, that just makes you a cheap sellsword, though, and that would go so much against your lineage. So either commit or buy out your contract.
Oh, I was going to hunt that thing whether I had a contract with you or not.
And it would have killed you without the contract with me. At least now you have a snowball's chance in home. Well, she is a mistress of the third ring of hell, I believe, so
I've been branded
technically...
with your mark. You plague my dreams like an infestation. I'm going to have the audacity to ask you for one more boon.
At a price, I might grant it.
I'll keep your brand the rest of my life. Won't cut it from myself. Won't try to rid myself of it. But should one of my compatriots fall, I'd like the power to switch places.
Oh,
She looks at you.
damn. Hello.
You watch the form in the mirror, which is projecting her voice, switch between different forms in each of the chromatic colors. We don't find this to be a lucrative investment. I am disinclined to acquiesce to your request. Roll an intelligence check, by the way. I just realized, wait, hold on, Calora does not have
Oh,
a
fuck
vocabulary.
yes. Look at that.
Yeah,
At
that's like-
disadvantage, it's a 19 minus 1, so 18.
You rolled a 1920.
Yeah.
For
Nice.
once, Kalora's listening and paying attention.
Well, so in the back of your head, for the first time, somebody using big special words just went, they just politely told me, no, go fuck yourself.
If I add on whatever happens with me afterwards is up to them. I just want the ability to protect
You
my
hear
party.
laughter in the back of your mind.
I just want the ability to protect my party.
I gave you that.
Sans regular blood sacrifice.
Well, then I get nothing out of the deal, so no.
Well, I I'm offering you a whole flesh sacrifice, you overblown sack of fucking dragon scale. I mean, I can cut my tit off if you'd like. That spark of barbarian rage rising up. Kalor's not a smart
A
person.
hand reaches out through the mirror, the glass shattering all around you, a void opening up beyond the shattered glass, the frames of the mirrors dissolving into nothing. This creature holding you in a place where pieces of sharded mirror float, reflecting what little light is cast off in the dark radiance that is this benevolently evil god. As she grasps you very firmly in a humanoid form by the throat.
Have
And
you not gathered that I'm not
squeezes
afraid
hard
of you?
enough that you are stifled and cannot talk.
Oh no,
You
this
squeak.
this isn't vocal speech. This is
Nope, doesn't
I'm-
matter. That
I'm-
squeaks too.
you can't squish hard enough that someone can't yell with their brain.
All of a sudden, you forget how to do anything other than listen.
No, Kalora growls.
You hear every time that you growl, they tighten harder. You're starting to feel and they look at you and say, listen, little worm. I can't kill you here. Cut off your tit. My mark will remain. Like it or not, you're mine. Be it through pact, be it through boon, be it through oath, be it through death. Didn't you read the fine print? And with this, they throw you.
My aura straight says I'm coming for your bitch ass next.
And they shout. What you see next is they, like this, in your dream, shards of glass slowly reform. The world goes back to things you remember from your childhood and happier times. A whisper says, I can give it all back. Everything they took.
Are you looking
Just
at me, bro?
Give in, and I'll let you have them all. It's within my power. I rule over death, and they are dead.
So,
Kalora's muscles relax.
And the glass shards, as they flutter past you as you gain consciousness and wakefulness, each show possibilities of memories that you could create with your hatchling, with your partner, with new hatchlings, a family,
Yep, nope.
a
With that,
hearth,
Kalora's entire
everything.
soul gives up. Nope, there's no fight left in her.
Just serve, and it's yours. And you are slammed into your body. Your eyes wake up. You are in a cold sweat. You no longer have any exhaustion. But you have a lot weighing on your mind.
No,
No, you
I get out of my bed and I promptly go and bury my pendant to Thanatos. You underestimate how much of a motivator.
Oh no, I didn't. I need you to do me a solid though. I need you to roll a D percentile at a disadvantage.
Oh goody. Oh,
so do I need to roll a
Roll
wisdom
high.
check to see if I dreamt while I was napping
You
during the second
actually
watch?
were being left alone because you were the least susceptible, and because let's just be perfectly frank, you were the most okay with taking a blood pact with an evil god for what you got.
I'm
That's okay.
chaotic
93?
neutral, like it is what
Yeah,
it
but I
It
gotta
is
roll
what
it
you're
all.
right. Like you have played your character to the full in this. The reason you do not have to roll for that is
Okay,
because she's not
89.
fucking with you. You're already in the bag in her mind. 89 is the disadvantage.
93
Yeah.
with 93 and 89.
Thank you for the double check on that. I appreciate it because there's sometimes when as a DM you just go, really?
Yeah. I got lucky.
You can feel that.
Uh-huh.
Good roll.
No, you
that
should have
was
seen the look
beautiful.
on my face of.
I did catch the back end of that. Okay, so the good news is that in burying the pendant of Thanatos, you forget where you bury it almost as quickly as you do. You camouflage it completely. And the great news, Thanatos did not notice.
No, I was respectful. Like I laid it down nicely. Gave the right of, I'm sorry, I have another contract. I can't bring you with me for this.
By the
It was a
way,
reverent burial.
if you ever decide to take any levels in Paladin, you now have one hell of a fucked up gateway for an interesting kind of pally.
Uh-huh. Oath of vengeance all the way, bitch.
I want to see you pull this one, Redemption.
Ooh.
Redeeming evil. Figure it out.
That'd be fun.
Standing up to walk away from where I've taken the time to very lovingly bury that.
You all would, by the way, see them take off their holy symbol of Thanatos and bury it.
You win.
Does-
I stand up, I turn around, I look at the ground. You fucking win.
Does that change your chaotic good?
No.
It would change me to chaotic neutral.
No.
See, really?
You showed proper respect to the god before leaving their sect, and you have a good driving reason based solely off of things that matter more to you than life itself, and no benevolent, trusting, and loving god would ever hold against you.
Yeah.
You just got baited with the ultimate what the fuck. I can give you your family back, they burned to death and you watched it.
Yeah, the scar on Kalora's face, which she's probably almost certainly shared with you at one point, was literally from cradling the still burning body of her child.
And
I'm
they
gonna
went
wa-
the extra mile to show you possibilities of futures with more than one.
So I'm gonna watch her do that while I'm finishing up, my test. The horses.
By the way, interestingly enough, the dreams that you had were with whispers of getting what you want, and you wake up with a point of inspiration. You, Ronan, wake up feeling what would be considered well rested, and on any of your dex saves for till your next long rest, you have advantage. Which, in the case of somebody who's a strength-based character like Kalora, is garbage. In the case of a rogue, though, is bomb. All dexterity saving throws and skills you get advantage on for the next.
Oh, over here?
Yeah, you
So
get
that
one
would
point of
include your
inspiration.
stealth, your sleight of hand, your weapon attacks.
I believe.
Shouldn't I have
let me
more
see.
than that?
Acrobatics.
No.
Okay.
Yep,
They reset on the long rest.
yep.
Inspiration. I'm trying to remember what it does.
You can re-roll any one roll
Yep.
that does not go your way without anybody saying a bloody word to you.
Yeah. You can fix it.
Or you
So,
can try to
thank
fix
you,
it,
bitch.
but you have to take it, and you can take the higher, or you have to take whatever number is dropped.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you roll a 1, you can say no thank you.
And at least try and roll a 2 and not crit fail it, where terrible things happen to you.
Really terrible.
But if you get another one, well then you're just SOL.
You fucking got it.
Kalora's whole fucking character arc just shifted.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
So I'm gonna finish getting loaded up.
You're smiling.
I am. I love this game. I love this game.
Okay, so you are.
I got the mules and everything reloaded, packed back up and hooked back up. The horses are all hitched, ready to go. I'm
You
just
smell eggs, potatoes. You're pretty sure some sort of fried cabbage as you finish packing up.
waiting. From our camp or from the other one?
From the same place you got your kebabs.
They were chopping up some mysterious.
Yeah, but you don't know that you were sleeping. I just you woke up to you start smelling food cooking and coffee.
I heard them taking off after they pissed. I knew they were doing something.
Yeah.
Not your business.
But you didn't see them come back, so you don't know.
All you know is there was a body or a big bag being dragged.
I'm
in the
like,
dark.
I'm gonna just keep getting everything ready to go. Waiting for the guards to open the gates so we can head out.
The guards at first light have opened the gates and cracked them once you can see for a good half mile out past the gates once the fog's raised. The morning mists that do happen in the desert this time of year, because it is still technically fall. Or, well, no, it'd be going into winter now, so you get even more of that fog.
Last thing in the morning. Alright, what are you walking back to camp and baking me yourself?
I'm eating a medallion from my 3 that I've left over and taking flight as we leave. I will be passively hunting.
So you're going to passively hunt as you all move further out into the world?
Yeah.
What kinds of things do you consider food?
You're still meat, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm an obligate carnivore.
So, the reason I'm asking is, mammalian, avian, insectine,
I'm looking mammalian.
arachnid.
Mammalian and avian, as long as it's not sentient avian, it's fine. I'm not looking to hunt another Aarakocra, but I would absolutely hunt the fuck out of another bald eagle.
Fair. You're only partially related at that point, so. They didn't have the common sense to evolve.
Make sure the fire's put out and get everything packed up and head out.
The fire actually smolders itself out roughly around a reasonable hour, probably what you would guess to be about 8:30 in the morning. Keep in mind that you are running on a 36-hour day, so 8:30 in the morning does give you a little bit more time in a day.
Right.
It's also why 8 hours of sleep is not hard to pull off.
Okay.
And I can do terrible things that require extra long rests.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready. Put the fire out, get everything packed up. We're just getting ready to head out.
Okay.
What are you up to?
Just helping load up the wagon. I pack up my bedroll. I make sure the fire's out. I dump some of the water on it, kick some dirt on it, make sure it's well out.
It's
Not a whole lot of water, just enough to make sure that it's out.
It's not hard to do. You notice that there are mages who are coming through at this hour. It was later, it was going on towards evening when you showed up. There are mages going out and casting create water in troughs for horses and things like that as a courtesy. They come out of the guardhouse by the wall and do this. They do make sure that everybody's water is topped off. You are journeying out into a desert. They would like repeat business.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm just gonna, get to make sure she wait about flying. So once he's in the carriage, we're gonna get going.
So,
Survival check.
as you all get out into the world, the dunes, Ronan, you would actually remember them having been a much lighter shade of sand than what this is. These seem darker, different somehow, but at the same time more pearlescent and more rainbowed. It's as if the crystallization of the lake has spread to the desert itself. And these sands are just a muddling mixture of the magics that used to collide here in the desert. As if without the oasis there, it's caused a lot of the separation of the two to wash away.
Yeah.
Your passive perception would actually show you that, because you'd have very vivid memories of very beautiful, pristine, almost white desert.
Survival check was a flat 10.
You manage on a 10 to get a few ground squirrels and a relatively large batch of scorpions.
Nice. Nice.
Pop the stingers off, they're still quite edible.
Mm-hmm.
Taste kind of like peanuts.
Mm-hmm. Have a nice crunch of protein.
Yeah. Not the worst thing you've ever eaten either.
I'm not I'm not overworking the horses, but I'm keeping them steady, like not
Are you trying to go for more of a reasonable canter versus just...
like a mile, like a slow trot and a full gallop.
Okay.
Just so that I want to make some distance, but while it's still kind of cool out, get them kind of warmed up and worked up, and then like their muscles
Through the cooler part of the day.
and then slow them down during the peak of the day, so that they're not overexhausted because they're gonna.
Peak of the day? What is the high for today going to be? 'Cause that matters. You're in a desert. Oh wow, it's actually a pretty mild day today.
Okay.
So you notice that it seems a little chilly this morning. Like it almost seems like there's frost on the sands as you head up.
Deserts get cold.
Yeah.
Shit. Like ice fucking freezes. It snows. It's crazy, scary, and weird. Snows.
Snows and then melts the next day.
It been melted before sunrise, but still it snowed in the desert, which is still like mind-boggling.
And the water's gone before it has a chance to do any good.
Yeah.
Nope.
The frost, it forms like on your clothes when you first start out. Like where the condensation is from you breathing out, it
Yeah.
crystallizes, it's cold enough. And on through the day, it gets to be warm. But the best of your estimate, it would be like high 70s, low 80s.
So it's a immoderate day, but it's not like scorching.
No, it's definitely winter weather in the middle of a desert. Colder than a witch's tit in the nighttime, and borderlining on temperate summer in the daytime.
Okay.
Actually, not a bad time to be traveling in the desert.
I know.
I'm gonna probably keep going for 3-4 hours. Probably stop and water make sure the horses get water.
So about 3 to 4 hours out, you realize that there's a road, and there's dunes. There's some rocks every now and then, and Kalora's been steadily tossing ground squirrels into the back of the wagon as you all go. Ronan, what have you been doing this time?
Well, they really needed me to do anything.
Well, that depends.
I could kind of prepare the squirrels as they're
Yeah.
being tossed in.
Okay, so go ahead and make a survival check for me.
I mean, gutting cleaning a squirrel isn't hard, so just don't fail. I really don't want to have to hunt more later.
But if you critically succeed, we can have bonuses depending on how high
Yeah.
you roll. That's why I had, for these particular types of things, how good you do matters.
That's cocked. So it was like stuck right between 15 and 7.
Both are viable, but...
13.
Alright, so at a 13,
Nice.
there's a couple of them that you managed to not only... You managed to trim them up in such a way that you could probably stitch the pelts together into a nice set of gloves.
Nice.
Out of about, over the course of 3 hours of y'all traveling, so about 9 miles. Because carts are slow. You get through about 30 squirrels. Because with your flight speed, you're able to go out far enough that you can circle the desert and just bring back 7 or 8.
Yep. Can I roll a flat roll to try to get a desert antelope?
There aren't any that you've seen.
Alright.
Yeah, right.
Or anything of similar size.
You're actually going to do that.
Similar size and recognizably edible.
Okay, so you're going to look for something relatively reasonable, medium to large size, and knowledgeably edible.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to roll a perception check. You're doing this from how far up in the air?
About 20 feet.
How
Enough.
far out are you scanning?
Oh, I'd say
Okay, what is your maximum flight height? Breathable oxygen ends at, or starts getting thin at around 1,200 feet. This is why I'm asking you how high up you want to go to look for bigger game.
I'd say once I start actively looking for bigger game, I'd get about 100 feet up.
All right, that will triple your visual range
And
because it's broad daylight in a desert.
Which would make like 180 feet.
outward, I can fly. If I'm going at haste, I can go 40 feet. Downward, I can move almost. I can close that distance fast.
Exactly, which is why this makes sense. All right, so give me a perception at advantage for this one, actually.
Okay. That'd be a 21.
Perfect.
I just.
You said that in a weird way. I heard that tone at the end.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I am completely innocent of everything until proven guilty. Could somebody please hand me the monster's manual? Oh wait, there's.
What's over there on the counter table?
That's
wait.
a PHB.
I have it. Never mind.
Where's my
All right.
player's handbook that
Can we get back here?
Beat that.
No,
papa. Yeah, you're probably gonna need that in the near future. So, Kalora,
This is Kalora's main job. I'm a hunter.
at age 21, about 300 yards from the road, or about 300 feet off of the road from where you are, you see the outline of something that looks quite familiar. Looks like a very large lizard moving on all fours.
Like a Komodo?
No,
Kind of.
a salamander.
No, not a salamander either. It
Basilisk?
does. You're not sure at this distance. It's still a little bit outside of your visual range, but you can see the silhouette that it's more than likely, yes, something edible without special preparation. And relatively easy to get a hold of as far as where it is. I won't actually need a map for this one, and we could theater of the mind it.
Okay.
It is large, it is chunky, and from where you're at, it looks like it's some sort of large Komodo dragon style lizard, maybe like an overly large horned toad, like a giant one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's from the distance that you're at.
Make an effort to close the distance.
Alright, so.
Quietly and from up high.
Well, how high?
I'll drop to 60 feet. Just above. Giving it a bit of a healthy investigation.
Are you trying to be decently stealth about it?
I'm being quiet.
Alright. Well, that's all I needed to know for that. So it does not look up, but as you go across, you do see that.
Ooh, food.
Yes.
Okay, I would know what that is.
Yes, you would know what that is. You are right in saying basilisk. This one does seem to be relatively fat, like it's been eaten well.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice what you did notice because of the way that a bird's vision works. You could see what looked like a wrist joint stuck between two of its teeth. So it's probably been plaguing the local road.
Oh, good. I might even get some bounty for it. Might, depending on how close the next village is.
Alright, so what are you going to do?
I'm on a hunt.
Yes, but are you going to notify your friends? Because they have no idea what's going on. All you guys do is see a Kalora drop lower out of the sky and off about 300 feet away from the cart.
Well, we're back at I get water the horses, so we're still traveling, and if she's right.
Yeah, while you're at camp, you watch Kalora circling and hunting things, and
Yeah, I'm just gonna. We just stopped to water and give the horse and the mules water. So
No.
Like stopping.
no?
No.
No what?
I'm going to make proof of what I told Tiamat. That she fucking wins.
Okay.
I'm going to draw my needle from the cloth of my armor right here, pop it into my thumb, and press it to the idol of Tiamat.
Or to the symbol burned into your chest,
And
basically.
no, the idol I need to make the blood sacrifice
Okay,
to.
into your pendant.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, you watch as almost scales cover your hands in a rainbow of colors. Some red, some blue, some white, some green, some black. Mottled, not making any particular pattern, but almost a sheathed armor. Your muscles grow stronger. You go up to a 1d6 claw attack. You feel invigorated, as if you could quite literally punch a Tarrasque and knock it out.
Okay.
It's like, I've been juiced.
Yes, I'm juicing at the moment.
And you feel your heart rate slows, though. You can... Boom. Boom.
Oddly calm.
And I'm going to pop that
Boom.
clarified rage. I was told I had to pop that before I popped my rage.
Mm-hmm. And as you rage, your heart rate still doesn't increase.
Mm-hmm. It's a clarified rage.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, it slows a little bit.
Yay for
Time
soldiers
seems to slow.
Yay for soldiers coming.
And what do you do from here?
I am going to attack. I'm gonna.
How?
Yeah.
With what?
With my great axe.
You're going straight
She's
great
gonna like
axe at it?
heroes land with this downward spiking swing.
Yeah!
Roll to hit. Any particular type of hit?
It's gonna be a downward swing. I'm coming in from the left side.
Yeah, but you're a weapon man. Aren't you battle master?
Mhm.
So are you using any particular maneuvers and things that are available for your proficiencies?
Not yet, because most of my proficiencies have been built in protection. If my party sees that I'm fighting something and comes helping me, I can keep them safe. But currently my maneuvers are all based on, this thing's going to be attacking me anyway, so I don't need to go to attack it.
It failed its perception check to notice you, so you do have the surprise round, which is what this is. Go ahead and swing.
That's with advantage, yeah?
Yeah, that one actually is with advantage.
Alright. 26.
Well, that definitely hits.
No, 28.
It still definitely hits. Go, roll for damage.
1 plus your 5 for strength.
The great axe is 2d12.
It's in the player's handbook. Look it
Can't
up.
be.
I thought it was 112.
No, I think it's 2d12. I think that's why I picked it. I might be wrong.
2d6 is a great sword. 1d12 I think is a great axe.
You're probably right.
I think I could be wrong too.
You're probably right. I'm still gonna look.
I don't mind. I'd actually rather people double check me on that shit.
Same. There's a lot of numbers to keep track of.
Yeah, and I'm keeping track of a whole bunch right now.
Let's see. Where are you? Gotta find it. I think it's before. Yeah. Where are
You
you?
said weapons? You said what?
Great axe, what damage does it do?
There
Great
it
axe
is.
or great sword?
Great axe.
2D, it's 1d12 slashing.
Okay, 1d12. Yep.
So it is a 1d12?
Yep.
Cool.
According to the thing.
Alright, that is plus, it would be +7 instead of +5. So 11 points of slashing damage.
11 points of slashing damage. On the surprise, it lets out a shriek.
And I'm aiming for like right here on it.
It takes it. You hit. Your axe cuts deep and bites, and you can smell its acrid blood drip but it is still quite well alive and still quite well okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the surprise round, so now go ahead and you roll initiative. You hear Kalora let out a shriek and swing their axe.
17.
As it goes
19.
through this thing's neck and hits the ground, you'd swear you feel it shatter or shake where you are. So apparently they hit something big.
Do we have a
19.
visual on her? No?
No, dropped out of the sky.
I'm gonna.
You have a generalized direction, 300 feet.
I'm gonna.
With the dash action, you can get 60 feet per round.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna. Horses kind of like. Basically get him to run.
Don't bring the horses into this.
Bringing the horses in the cart, you're going to get there slower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. You know what? Take that back. I'm gonna fucking cut my hand.
Kalora,
Yeah, you have that 120 fly speed. Dash would give you a 240, and you'd almost be there.
Yep.
You'd actually be within archery range on a dash
Well,
action.
Basically, I'm gonna like.
It would take me like 50 turns to get there.
I popped my boon for
These
the
things.
purpose of
Alright.
telling Tiamat that I meant it.
It'd take at least 10 moves to get there.
I'm just telling him to like watch the horse. Like to.
So I was
tell
gonna
him
say
to-
I'm gonna stay with the horses.
I'm telling you to keep with like just keep coming, but I'm gonna fucking just.
Okay, catch it. Basically, he tells you catch up as he takes off like this. You sprout your wings, and I need you each, by the way, to put a tally mark on your sheet. Let me know when those hit 5.
Tally sheet of just.
Yeah, this is
general?
how many times you get your blood sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
Your numbers are different because of how many times you can do it per day, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But when you use them, you're still going to have to put a tally mark each time so that I can keep track.
All right.
Yep.
It's important for narrative.
All right. So yeah, I'm missing that.
Okay. Well, my initiative roll was 19.
A 19. It gets.
So I just run as fast as I can there.
It's a negative
for
1.
like 10 minutes.
And I nat 1'd it.
Oh shit.
It gets a -1 and I nat 1.
I don't even
So
have to pop
it
that
has
bonus
rolled
attack.
a 0 for its initiative.
2.
What's your entire first round? Go ahead and both of you roll initiative. We'll call it movement until you get there. I'll just count off numbers.
14 plus what?
Plus that number.
So dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yours was
A 19.
10.
10. Okay, so it will go Torin, Kalora, Ronan, this thing.
So yeah,
I nat 1 and it has a -1 on its dex save, so what you want?
So I did my dash on 200. I'm still about 60 feet out.
Yep, you're out 60 feet, and because you used a dash action, you can't like fire a shot off of a bow or anything like that.
Yep.
Because it takes all of your action, and you're basically slightly winded getting there. You just took all your energy to double your movement.
All right, so that'll be my turn then. Right?
Yep. Ronan, are you going to dash it or
Yeah, I'm just running as fast as I can there.
what is the max range on a crossbow?
Like 120, no?
Hand, heavy, or light?
Take your pick. You're the one I'm asking for just to be a good DM. And because I need to be able to let you know when you're in range.
The max range for a heavy crossbow, which is the best, the minimum range is 100, the max range is 400.
Okay, so
I'm within range for my heavy crossbow.
you technically are. There is one catch to that though.
I
At
can't
that
see-
range, it's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
All rolls will be a disadvantage. I'm sorry, them's to breaks, because if you can see something to hit it with a crossbow at 400 feet out without having a disadvantage on your shot, you're Superman.
So
And that's not this game.
I want to move as far as I can for this turn. Get as close as I possibly can.
what's your
right
movement?
now. 30.
Okay, so you can move 60 feet closer if you use a full dash action and don't use an attack. Your other option, because you can use your bonus action to reload, because you are proficient with the weapon,
and is that you can move yourself your distance,
Mm-hmm.
like you're 30 feet, and you can take a shot at disadvantage until you hit the 240 foot mark. So 2 rounds at disadvantage, and then every round that you're moving closer, you can take another shot. And you get your backstab on your attack because you are technically at advantage on all of those shots in that manner, solely from being so far out they can't see you.
Yeah, why not? I'm gonna take my movement and take a disadvantage shot at 270 just to see how I do.
Alright, go ahead and roll. Roll to hit. You do get sneak attack if it hits. If it hits. It doesn't have that hard of a hit bonus.
Are you effing kidding me?
What'd you roll?
A 2 and a 2.
He didn't nat one it. I'm having.
Yeah, if you nat one-ed, it would have hit one of y'all because you're in front of him.
Yeah.
And you'd have to arc it in order to get it to
And
fly
that's
apart.
usually including my deck, so a 9 or a 9.
Not as bad as you'd think. You can see the bolt go, like, Ronan takes off, runs what looks like about 30 feet in the 6 seconds, raises a heavy crossbow, and fires off. Now, at this range, the two of you are sitting here going, why the hell? But the thing is, this crossbow bolt actually, Kalora, you are definitely close enough. You watch as it goes between you and its face, maybe 6 inches high from hitting it in the eyeball. And you're sitting here going, and you look over your shoulder real quick as like a free action, and you see Ronan, 270 feet out there, holding a heavy crossbow, popping his bonus action to reload and continue moving forward.
Something useful out of him. I might be nicer.
As the bolt goes down, though, it does have the free action of looking. And it looks up at you, and I need you to make a Constitution save.
Yep.
Don't worry, it's not that painful. I don't think.
Solid 10.
Really?
5 plus 5.
That meat? Oh shit. Okay.
Really?
Solid 10.
Alright, so.
I'm not gonna lie on my dice. Come on.
That was a 17.
Yeah, but that's the one I rolled.
I didn't see the color.
You become heavy where you were in the air. You drop.
I'm on the ground.
Okay, well, your legs lock. You feel your toes until you can't feel them. The tips of your fingers. All of it's starting to turn to stone.
Shit. Shit.
Yes. You watch its gaze hit Kalora, and you watch it. You can see like the feathers gray in a way that's not their normal gray, and like parts of armor and things where this thing has hit them start looking like they're turning into statuesque polished marble.
Shit. I'm gonna literally say shit. And can it see me yet?
No, you're too far up. Its maximum visual range.
I'm 60 feet out.
Yes. It's more concentrated on the threat that's right in its
front of
face.
So.
Oh, wait. Don't I have advantage on Constitution saves?
As a barbarian?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, I think it's actually strength. It might be both. Look, Google that shit. You've got the books.
Let's see.
There's also a player's handbook that'll tell you that.
Yeah, this is faster.
This for everybody? Also, FYI, it is 5 to 8.
I know.
Okay.
So is Sebastian's turn right now, right? Or was that their turn?
Actually, yeah. So actions, bites. It's because it's actually if a creature starts within 30 feet, their turn within 30 feet of it.
Okay.
So you're outside of the range of its gaze.
Okay.
So it is going to, considering it only has one weapon attack, bite at Kalora. They're going for your meaty bits, dearie. I do know that you take resistance to the piercing damage part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So why were you messing with the cherry vodka?
Because it was slow.
24 to hit.
I mean, it hits.
Alright, and that does
With my buckler, I'm at an armor class of 20.
2d6 plus 3 piercing. 2d6. So 6 plus 3 piercing damage. So you take halved would be 4 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 5 because half of 9 round up.
Yep.
The thing is, I also round up when it's you all doing damage to creatures. So it's fair. Everybody gets rounded up on.
May I have one more?
Yeah. And then it's... You also take another 5 points of poison damage.
So mine is a total of 10. Alright, I can handle that. I can hack it.
Alright, and that would bring us around to the top of the list.
Torin.
Alright.
So my flight speed's 80. I'm gonna cover the last 60. Then I need to get I'm
Okay.
gonna try to get as I'm coming in. I'm trying to come in, so I'm coming in from behind the animal,
Okay.
like towards Kalora, but like trying to get at its heart.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just basically dive bomb with my 2 short swords drawn and just try to land on
Okay,
its back.
so roll to hit with the first one. Since you're using 2 short swords, you roll to hit and then to hit with disadvantage on the, well, no, without your proficiency bonus on your offhand.
So advantage and not? Or?
No, it's roll to hit for the first one. All things apply. Should be a +5
What do
to
you
hit.
Well, that's my sword, so that's 19.
19 definitely hits.
And then disadvantage with my offhand?
No, without your proficiency bonus for your left hand, for your offhand.
Oh,
So it would be.
Because you don't have the dual wielding trait.
so that's just a 9.
plus
sec-
that without your proficiency.
I didn't even add my proficiency to the first one. I just added my dex for sword. So that's 12.
Okay, so as you come down, one of them catches Purchase hard into it. Go ahead and roll damage on your first one. The second, on the other hand, as you're tallying up that damage, slides to the side. The scale's not quite grasping. You hit one of these horned spines on the back with your offhand. You just aren't quite used to using 2 weapons at the same time quite yet. So, one, you knew where it was driving at your main hand. You used that for a knife every time. The offhand, it's just not quite the same. It felt a little weird, and you ended up hitting bone versus skin. So how much damage did that do?
Damage with the sword is 4 piercing, I think, right? That's you.
Oh,
I mean, guess those are great numbers.
I mean, still a longsword. It would be a 1d6 plus your strength modifier.
So 10.
All right, so you do cut it relatively deep. You can see its blood smells acrid as it rises up into your nostrils, and that brings us around to you, Kalora, and you need to go ahead and make a con save.
Well, how close is the heart did I get? That's all I was like aiming for. Like,
You got into the side pretty good, but that off, you're not
off
sure.
end? Okay.
You also don't. You're a bounty hunter. You don't know the anatomy of
23.
sentient creatures better than this thing.
Okay.
How much?
23.
23.
Yep.
Okay, so as you breathe in deeply and you flex everything and you watch as you will your body to move and the rock cracks away. You lose some of your foliage, some of your plumage, foliage. Good tree. and it and they and I believe that with the way that works,
I'd have to use my action surge, or my
Yeah.
extra. I would have to use my extra attack to take an attack.
if you are going to, correct.
Yep. I am gonna take my extra attack. I'm gonna save my action surge, but I'm gonna take my secondary attack.
Okay, so you're offhand.
Yep. So first action is just, ugh, and then, boom. So I only get one attack this round.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll the hit.
That'll be 21.
Definitely hits. At least I'm fair about it, you know? I'll screw everybody over.
9 plus. Let's see. 9 plus. Not 5. But 7 is 16 points of slashing damage with my great axe.
16 points. It is still up, but the axe strikes hard and deep. This thing has a lot of...
13 points.
13?
Or,
That's what she
no.
9 plus
Plus
7?
Yeah, 9 plus
9 and
7,
7
is
is 16.
plus 5 would be 21.
No, I said not plus 5.
Oh.
Plus 7.
Oh.
I have
Plus-
hill giant strength, so it's a plus 2 to my damage too.
So 16, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought you were adding 9 plus 5 plus 7. I'm like,
No,
those
they made a
numbers don't math.
They fought dirty and made a blood sacrifice, which means that this actually is also helping me gauge how much the extra abilities I've given you all are going to make for combat difficulty, because this isn't exactly a weak creature or a strong one.
Yep. This is Kalora confirming the fact that she's given up and she's not going to fight Tiamat.
Damn. Point to the DM.
Yep, nope, this is Kalora's. Alright, nope.
This is me going, I fight dirty.
And I'm going to
All right.
override the DM and say my alignment changes to neutral because I am sold. I can't be good alignment.
I'm very proud of myself then. I will allow you to stay lawful neutral if you want.
I'll stay chaotic because, crazy, but neutral now.
Alright, and that actually brings us to you, Ronan. This thing is still alive. You do get your sneak attack damage at this point. If you move your 30 feet, that would put you at 240 feet, which is the maximum that you can fire safely and not have disadvantage.
So, yeah, I'm going to move. And then I stop. I make a blood sacrifice.
Oh god.
And I imbue my heavy crossbow with thunder waves. So whenever
Oh,
the
God!
arrow lands, it will release a big thunder wave. Of
Yes, it will release a
15
10 foot
foot.
by 10 foot square from the point
No,
of impact.
15-foot cube originating from you must make
Yeah,
any
it will
creature within
originate.
a 15-foot
Okay,
cube.
it will originate from the
Arrow.
yeah, which
So a 15-foot cube from the center of the arrow must make a con save.
I'm in striking range.
I'm
You're
on
a
its
barbarian. You can handle it.
they're both in striking.
I'm on its back, so if I don't get hit,
Hey, everybody was making sacrifices. I couldn't miss the party.
go for it.
Okay, I need you to go ahead. Now, there's going to be some interesting things with how this is going to work mechanically, because I can see how this will go down regardless.
Hopefully I don't die.
We're gonna die.
I'm you walk away. I'm squishier than you
That
are.
depends.
She's squishier. I'm squishier than she is. Okay.
I don't think that thing will do enough damage to kill one of y'all.
Yo, fucking it could.
How many hit points you got?
53.
Nah, you'll live through it no matter what.
Barely. With the Twitch.
The most that this particular spell can do is 3d10. So you'll live through it with at least 15 hit points bare minimum left over. You'll be fine.
Yeah, with the PTSD.
And a little bit of an afro, and probably a little pissed at your homie for not knowing how to use their that spell properly without hurting somebody. Especially since I'm going to show something really creative if he misses. See, I gave you all double-edged swords.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I even managed to sell the reluctant one on theirs.
Alright, so you gotta roll
My
a hit,
work
don't
here
you?
as a DM is
Yeah, I
done. The
gotta
rest
roll a
is
hit.
downhill.
And that would be plus my dex plus
Yours,
I
proficiency,
deserve some
right?
apple pie for that.
Yes, you do.
You got,
Yes, you do.
you got,
Yeah,
No,
roll
I
the
need
hit.
coffee
That'd be
after
plus
that.
my dex plus my
Yeah, no.
proficiency, right?
Yes,
to
but you
learn
also
the
have
thing.
advantage.
That thing.
No, I just don't roll at disadvantage
Oh.
because I was so far out before I was
Actually-
rolling at disadvantage. Do I roll with advantage?
You would have advantage because you are flanking and you are a rogue.
Yeah, 'cause you got your sleight of hand.
You are out. They are engaged. This thing is engaged with 2 other party members. You are flanking from long range for all technical intents and purposes. You do get advantage.
And it's plus dex plus proficiency?
Correct. God, that's good coffee.
16 plus 7. So
20 that
20
hits.
through
It hits.
22.
Okay, I need you to roll damage
23.
because it may or may not live depending on how your sneak attack goes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, add your sneak attack dice because that works ranged or local.
Sneak attack is 2d6.
Wait. Pull up rogue. At level 7.
Arcane Trickster?
Doesn't
Yes.
matter, any rogue. It's the sneak attack where it's the backstab dice I'm looking for. That seems off to me.
That's what I have in my notes, 2d6.
Yeah, but it may have gone up recently.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't like 2d6 seems low for level 7 to me, and I want to make sure that you're getting your max damage,
Yeah.
not the other way around. So please, by all means, bear with us for a moment because these are important things, and I don't want to be wrong.
Okay.
Rogue Clay 7th.
Yep,
Well, sneak attack is 46.
4d6.
46, so it did go up.
Yeah, because you get, and you also got evasion, whatever that means.
So I had,
Evasion is just a really
Yeah,
nice
it's
thing.
disengage. It pretty much allows me to disengage after
Actually,
I attack.
evasion plus uncanny is what gives you part of your uncanny dodge.
Gotcha.
Evasion gives you the fucked up thing where if you have a dex save and you fail, you take half damage. You succeed, you take no damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling 46 and then I add that
And
on
then
top
add
of-
your weapon damage from your crossbow because you hit.
So that's 4, 8, 12, plus 5 is 17. So I gotta remember 17. And then my heavy
Just the whatever
crossbow-
whatever the actual damage is to it because it does not get your dex save on top.
So heavy crossbow is 1d10.
All right, so let me know. Roll the d10 and let me know what the number is.
9.
For a grand whopping total of
25.
26. So, yeah, I think the proper words for 26 damage is. And. Oh, wait, hold on. You thunder waved it. Roll your thunder wave damage. And I need a dex save from. Or constitution save from both of you at his spell casting difficulty.
What your difficulties are.
My spell casting difficulty, spell casting ability.
Yep.
Or
And
spell
I've got the
attack.
narration on how this looks in my head already, so I
My
got
Spell
you guys.
intelligence.
your difficulty.
Yeah, my spell casting
Hey,
ability.
not gonna.
Is it my spell casting ability or my spell save DC?
Spell save DC.
13.
That's 12 plus 5, that's a 17.
Bitch.
Okay, you take
Wait, hold
half.
on.
I'm raged, I take a quarter.
Magical effect, thunder, not piercing, slashing. No, you take full.
So which would be half?
Yeah, piercing, slashing, bludgeoning. You take half damage as a barbarian when in a rage.
I'm mad.
You meet.
Yeah.
Meet means that you save, so you take half damage as well.
Yep.
So we're already at 26 plus.
Well, no, you only take the thunder wave damage.
Yeah, you don't get pushed away because you succeeded.
That-
If you fail, you take 2d8 plus you get pushed away from me 10 feet or away from the arrow 10 feet.
The good news is that
So
neither
you
of
don't
you,
get
you
pushed.
take half of whatever the 2d8 is, and that's the only damage you get.
Yep.
Would the fact that the thunder wave hit us count as him hitting Torin as a target?
No, because you all technically weren't the targets of the arrow. That's where I get my dirty loopholes in this
Yeah,
one.
but the wording isn't
Whew.
their target, it's a target.
What did you fucking roll?
So I add 6 on top of my 26, so now I'm at 32.
Yes, but each of you only take 3.
Okay.
Yep.
So
The only thing y'all have to worry about is 3 damage. You're good.
so it was 26 plus 3, 29.
Alright, and closing out the afternoon is food is most definitely found. This thing weighing all of about 300 pounds of lizard flesh that is edible after properly prepared. I'm sorry, sweetie. I did not realize you were that close. The words would be, how would you like to do this? But you fired the arrow, and the arrow had electricity. You told me how you wanted to do this. Very, very clearly.
Look it
So,
up.
as both Torin and Kalora hear a sizzling sound coming in with a crossbow bolt, because a bolt's whistle as they're coming and you would hear it in the air, your perception catches it and you see this arcing bolt with tiny little fragments of electricity on the tip of it. You know what he made for a deal. It strikes into the basilisk. The head of it, of the arrow, burying very close to the collarbone. And it stops for a second. Silence as it sputters out blood. And then, the next thing you know, it happens. The basilisk explodes. The entire backside, from about 8 inches in, across, is obliterated as electricity arcs back and forth between the two of you, and you each take 3 damage. Its meat is partially cooked to a nice medium rare from the thunder wave, and you wish that it had been seasoned before he did this to the goddamn thing.
Might not be seasoned.
One of its eyes is exploded, the other hangs lazily out of the eye socket that still remains, the optic nerve making it swing like some piece of exploded roadkill, its fangs biting through its tongue where it was shocked.
Okay, so the fangs and are the spines intact?
Half of them.
Okay. I'm taking the opportunity, since I'm not 200 and some odd yards or feet away, to go ahead and collect
One
fangs and
little
spines.
catch: you cannot retrieve the crossbow bolt.
I know, I'm down to like 38.
So, hold on. What happened to me? Because if the back end of this fucking thing got blown away, I was attached to that. What
Well, you took 3 damage, arcing the electricity, but you were not pushed back like the meat of the dead object because the bolt
But I
itself
literally,
killed it.
I was on its back with the holding the swords holding me.
Yeah,
into
well,
it. So I just like
If
floating
you're
in
like
the air.
this on the back of it, this side that was still intact is still holding on, and you're kind of slumping and sliding off this way. Everything in a straight line striping down your midsection from where it just kind of obliterated from the thunder wave is painted an interesting shade of putridly brownish red from basilisk guts, bile, intestines, meat, blood, etc.
I'm also.
And
looking at
you
the
notice and as you sneeze, standing up, a large chunk of what you could only assume would be sinew falls out of your right nostril.
Is that mine or not mine?
Not yours. You're all in one piece. You're just a little bit singed. You're good. Your hair's standing on end, but you're alright. Your feathers are fluffed. Kind of look like rayon. Hey, that worked.
Well, at least he did something good this time.
I just holler out, did I get it? Y'all said I was useless.
That's okay. We're already here. We get looting rights.
Yeah,
I just want some of the food. I don't give a shit about the
I'm
guts.
gathering spines and fangs and whatever skin I
You
can find.
hear Ronan say he only cares about the food?
I don't really care. I'm gonna feed him either way. I think he should be fed. Whether or not it's at my table is yet to be determined.
Well,
you kill it.
in all the guts, do we find anything of note? Say of note. You think I'm wearing a bunch of them?
How long's your hair?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
My
care-
dreads go about halfway down my back.
Cool. That works out beautifully. So as you're cleaning this and working on this, as Ronan walks up, one of your dreads flops forward and over your face as you're hunched over this half of a carcass. The bones on the other half are still there, by the way. I mean,
The
the
meat's
bone
just
bit.
gone.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
what you as your dread flops forward, you find a finger and a hand kind of like landed on you, and you figured it was just some gore you hadn't gotten around to or whatever. You go like this, and it's like this part of a finger and hand, and there's a very, very ornate gold ring with an emerald setting on it. Looks like a noble's ring.
Does it fit?
It's hooked to a. You have trouble getting it off the hand.
I mean, but still, I get it off. Does it fit?
How do you get it off?
But I would always I can wishbone this shit and just kind of pull it off.
Alright, so you get over there. You try it on. It fits on this finger.
Yes, I'm totally wearing it. I'm keeping it. The emerald ring on my
I actually did that more for the player's stance because I figured having a nice ornate golden emerald ring that fits on their middle finger. Who doesn't want to be weird? Do you like my ring?
Mm-hmm.
And with that, and with the death and the gore and the putridity,
How much are your basilisk fangs and spines worth?
I'm not sure yet. Depends on where you get to.
But before we end, I'm gonna go get the horses and bring them up because we left them. I don't want them abandoned.
All right, we'll say that you guys got to the horses and all. Get everything back packed up. What are you doing with this carcass? You now actually have about 150 pounds of meat left over after the Thunderwave.
I'll start helping prepare it.
Yep, I'm gonna look for any that's still mildly raw.
Okay, I need a survival check for who's helping who.
Well, I think we're all gonna try to get it cured.
Yeah.
Well,
If
you
we
gotta
could-
drive.
Yeah, but we're not.
We can take a minute.
Yeah, I feel like we should probably just maybe not set up camp, but get this cured enough so we're not gonna lose it.
Flat 19.
Okay.
Throw it salt or some shit.
Kalora has all the tools to do that, actually.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what I'm saying.
were you helping or were
I
you
was
going
just assisting, yeah.
Okay, so what's your survival bonus?
The bonus?
+2.
Okay, what's your...
My survival bonus is a flat roll, so it was a flat
Okay,
19.
alright, so here's how this works out.
Mine's
As
a
you all are
+4.
preparing... so you're gonna help as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so that puts +6 onto it, so that'll be 25. Alright, so between the two of them actually helping, they seem better at dressing things than you, Kalor. They made it go faster. You pulled an extra 10 pounds of meat from this, and it looks like it'll all cure up more easily the way it is. Are you all planning on fast smoking any of it, drying it? It's cold season in the desert, so it's not going to dry that fast. Or salt curing? Are you going to pack it in salt and try and cure it that way? How you doing this?
I figured a salt cure.
I have the salt.
I do part of it in salt, and then
We could also do half over a fire and a smoke.
we could probably. Since we need to still continue to travel today, I feel like we could probably hang some off the side of the cart and let the sun kind of.
Dry age.
Okay, put that in your notes so I don't forget.
Hmm?
You gonna hang it on the outside of the cart?
That could attract someone.
I'm giving suggestions. Like I don't know.
Like that is Kalora's like open reaction of meat needs covered and put away.
Yeah, I
like
would.
you guys got it right inside. Unless you're all gonna walk outside. Like where we can put it.
Well, Kalora's gonna stay in the sky.
Until it gets too hot, yeah.
Yeah. And you said today's a mild day.
Yeah, but it's still dry as fuck. You're still gonna be hydrated if you don't drink enough.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna dip down to get into the casks of water that I bought.
Okay. So,
Did the damage leave any of the venom sacs or anything in the basilisk? Ooh, is that eye still valuable? You said there was one hanging out. Does
yes,
it work?
you managed to get. It doesn't work, but basilisk eyes. I need an arcana check from everybody.
Which arcana? I got
They are used specifically in
16.
13.
14.
Alright, so cumulatively between all of you, the average is definitely right around a 15. So here's how this works out. You do get one eye. The venom is just a standard 2d6 venom, and you are able to find one of the venom sacs, which will give you 2 vials of venom. The one eye is viable as an alchemic ingredient in potions of petrification. It is one of several things that can be combined in order to make such. So the eye itself is worth, because of the risk in getting it, 15 gold.
Okay.
You all would know that based on your arcana check and alchemy and things that you would know through that's about what it runs, and you've seen it in magic shops studying magics for whatever reason you may have.
Somebody's gonna grab it and like put it in a little pouch where it'd be safe, like not get squished.
In a pouch.
Put it in your bag of holding. You have one?
I don't have a bag of holding. But I mean, like a little, like I'm not gonna like. Do I have a jar? Would it be better to put it in a jar with like some water?
I don't know, would it be better to put an eyeball in a jar in water or in a pouch?
Okay, smart ass. We're gonna put it in a jar and some water.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's in a.
Okay, so you managed to get it stowed, and you know you have ways that you can carry jars without them break. So you do have one basilisk's eye. The spines themselves are worth very little other than as bone, weapon, and armor material. They are structural ornamentation. Some people might use them to make weird jewelry.
2 gold each, according to the Thieves Guild.
For the spines?
For the spines and the teeth.
Okay. So you get
They
half
probably
a-
use it. Yeah, they
you
probably-
get about a third of a set of teeth because of everything that was blown out or broken from the electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And about half the spines we'll say half of the larger spines are left over.
Yep.
By the way, they weigh a good bit.
Yeah, but with the bag mills, we.
Yeah, they're 2 pounds each. On the harvesting guide.
So.
I need a link to that.
I will.
In the near future.
How about a medium?
I'm not trying to look at my phone right now. I'll be sitting there looking up shit for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
But, alright, so with the creature of the evening dead, and now you all get to figure out who knows how to cook a basilisk. There are exactly 7 different regional dishes, 2 of which you would probably know at least some vague idea of how to cook Kalora. Curry being one of the top ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
I said ooh, not you. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. I like curries.
Yeah, me too, curry.
Yep.
But with that, it has come to those hours so quickly this time.
This was a wonderful game.
I'm proud of myself. I got you to completely sell your soul, Kalora.
You offered something
He's
worth
like-
it.
It's okay. I feel like Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family Values with the little puppet thing.
Oh god.
And what would you like to make a deal for?
You
Child.
handed her the thing.
I'd have married that creepy little child. What are you
I
talking
mean,
about?
I would too, but then I like to torture myself. So.
But then again, I was the same
This
age
is
as
gonna
the
make
actor,
great
so.
conversation in my cast a wish.
Yeah. How sadistic is your DM, Barry?
Beautifully.
Anyway, we hope you guys had fun. Please remember, like, share, subscribe. I will continue to torment the players week after week until they die or we restart, whichever comes first. And until the next time, live long and prosper. We love you guys. And in Through the
Words of
Truth,
Pudgy.
bye.
Love